Are we live yet?
We're live now. We ain't Memorex, baby. Hell no. It's been like I said, I didn't play. I canceled the Monday and Tuesday games. I said, let's get some going tonight. I'll see how long I can go before I get tired. It's ready to get rid of this shit. I'm tired of all this funky weather. It's just I haven't had the flu. I fought this off for over a decade. I haven't had it for a long time, and man, it just never mind. Just slammed right into me. That's right.
Did you cancel Tuesday's game?
Monday and Tuesdays. Yeah. So, but we are live tonight. So, and it'll do Saturday night too. Yeah, like I said, I did the session for Genghis Khan on Sunday because I just couldn't let that go. So I kept myself pretty rested up, but man, I was done. I was done after that. I had to go barely crawl in bed, and I couldn't function for another day. I was like, man, I really pushed it. So even just sitting here doing all that takes it out of you. It's amazing.
So you're saying we're your favorite group then, because you made it back for us.
That's right. Because you know that's how it is. But all right, we've got the natives are restless in the channel. So let's get started here. We'll bring up our Thursday night D&D with the Deadbeats. Once again, missing gamer. Hopefully he'll be back next week. Damn, work's getting in the way. But so Banjo, you still want to run them? I think you still got ownership of them if you want.
Yeah, I can run them.
Okay, all right. Well, let's do our character introductions and let's get some D&D going back on the channel. Since, like I said, I've been a few nights off and people are just jonesing for some good D&D. All right, let's start. Hondo, you're up first.
I am Hondo Bazamek, Mountain Dwarf, level 6, Loyal Cleric of Dumathoan.
Varus.
I am Varus, the Fearful Druid, Protector of the Forest, and Master of Disguise.
Daedalus.
Daedalus Driftwood, Rock Gnome Wizard, with my trusty sidekick, Wobble the Weasel.
That's right. Ruckus.
Name is Ruckus. I'm a Mountain Dwarf Barbarian seeking to prove myself in combat.
Haven't you done that already? Isn't it enough?
Every day. Every day I prove myself.
Banjo.
I am Banjo. I play our bugbear swashbuckling rogue, and I'm looking for a new weapon.
What? We just gave away a flaming mace.
I like daggers.
We haven't given it away. We haven't given it away yet.
You're on your way. Remember.
We're on our way, but we have not given it away yet. So if you need a flaming mace, we can make it happen.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, well, I was going to be... I'm fine with the daggers and all, but usually us gladiators out of Waterdeep, we just use them to pick up teeth with. What other teeth we have left, at least.
You hadn't seen the new layout, Dirk?
No, I try not to watch the Twitch stream because it confuses me and I don't want to get
it's
like spoilers.
I just want to tweak a little bit with it, but yeah, I'm gonna play around with this, just trying to make use of the real estate as best as possible. Yeah, mini duff, but no one wants to see all my total mug all the time. But it's not. It's one I want to do in real cameras for the next big stream that I set up.
Can you put all of our names and lights at like the start of the show?
Yes. I'm supposed to do a damn intro for every group, and I never have. It's just one of the many things I'm missing out on. But yeah, we should a scrolling, works and booms and all that. But anyway, so let's recap. The group has found themselves in Glarakkelstug, the home of the Durgard. And it is a sweltering, hot, smoke-filled, raucous city that is a bastion of trade in the Underdark in this area. You have seen all sorts of beings here, mainly Durgard, go figure, who populate in the over 10,000, something like that, live here. You have Darrow, which are basically you know, they're basically this kind of the slave group of the city that do a lot of the menial work and kind of live in squalor. You have seen that it's taken effect somewhat on not only Bupito but Topsy and Turvy, who are also Darrow. You know, they are with y'all, but I haven't really played them much yet. We're getting ready to get into that, but they, you know, definitely keep their heads low, keep out of sight. You can see that there's some anguish in their faces. They, you know, don't like seeing their brethren treated this way, but it's just part of their life. But you made your way to the far western shores of the city, hid your boats, kind of began your way into this fortress of a city, and have run into a few little obstacles. The main one being that you have been confronted by a stone guard captain named Gorglak, who has asked y'all to basically, he's bribed you to keep you from arresting you and shackling you up for some of the chaos that they believe you were causing or a part of when these multi-headed giant came running out of the shattered spire. He wants a magic weapon, and he has told you to make your way over to the Dark Lake Docks area, which is just going straight east through a large portion of the town, and looking for a man named of Wurz Salt Baron, who you will give the weapon to, and he will know if you don't do it or not. And we weren't sure what that was going on with that, but how he would know that if y'all just disappeared on your own. But during the confrontation with the giants, Ruckus happened to strategically back himself into position for his own reasons, and he began to notice that Durgar were coming and going in and out of just seeing them. Sometimes they would be standing in one spot, and sometimes they wouldn't be there, and it's become to your knowledge and knowing that actually they have an innate ability to turn invisible, and so there's probably thousands of them moving around that you have no idea are even there. And you begin to notice more of that now that that's been kind of pointed out to you. You can hear movement, you can hear talking. There's just another, you know, the typical drone of the city, and all that's going on, because this is this city is a smelter city, and they are smelting metal and forging items like that 24/7 in their world, and it is just the constant noise that they hear and the glow that emanates, you know, from the kilns and the forges that are running and producing these goods. There's also definitely something that y'all have begun to notice, is that there is a haze, a smog that is constant throughout the walkways. Not only are you having to confront the phrase, which has been this magical mist and this kind of upsetting that is kind of played in the back of the magic users and y'all's minds, but now you've got a smog, and you begin to hear in Topsy and Turvy basically tell you it's called Gracklung, and we're going to need to don't spend as much time as needed out in the public, because it can affect you and clog up your airways, and you will begin to hallucinate, and you won't be able to, your spellcasters especially won't have problems being able to speak and cast spells, because it infects the lungs and the voice tracts and all that, and you'll be hacking up black gunk if you continue to breathe it in for long periods of time. So just another thing that you've had to worry about now.
So can we? Because I seem to recall Varys having brought in a breeze to blow out Tomoe-chan.
Oh yeah.
Is there an opportunity for us to
not
like?
In this constant smog this is like living in Hong Kong.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is, and I'll be talking to Varys about this, but like if he brought in a breeze from over the lake, it might
Some
be an
kind of spell that
opportunity.
could like maintain around the group to like push the whatever grackle long
Well,
away.
yeah, because we know he has that ability. He did it in Tomoe-chan.
Yeah, but the problem is that I can only hold it for 1 minute.
Yeah,
After 1 minute,
you're talking
I have to
about
let
an
it go.
indoor area in the temple, and this is a huge city that you're trying to affect. Try to go
Well,
blow a breeze in Hong Kong. It's just
no,
it's
I'm not saying we're going to clear out the whole city, but if we were on the docks, we could maybe say, "Hey guys,
yeah.
we'll get you some fresh
Like
air,"
he
kind of
said,
a thing.
he can't do it for only a minute. You're talking. You need to you spend hours walking around town. There's no way I understand what you're trying to do, but that's not going to be possible. So
All right.
yeah, he can give you.
If he can only hold it for a minute, and
Yeah.
he only gets to cast it how many times a day?
No, I can cast it 3 times. It's a 3rd level spell.
So we get 3 minutes of fresh air.
Yeah, it's not worth
But
it.
I mean, it's not like if you've been on the beach and a breeze is coming in off the ocean.
That
Are
would,
there plants around? Because I can make the plants grow and the plants purify the air. That's something we can do.
you can move. You can't move. You're not moving smog with the breeze. You may be able to move some smoke, a little fog and all, but something that's that thick and that is innate to the city itself. I mean, hell, if that was that easy, they would have done that by now. You know.
Well, maybe there isn't a druid down here.
There's definitely all different sorts of types. There's magic. They need to learn then, don't they?
Yeah, we got some stuff to teach them. Let's go, boys.
I haven't brought it up, but because like I said, part of this I had to read, and so I'm not gonna.
This is a tree,
Yeah.
this is a shrub.
We'll play it into. I'm not gonna like drop it on you. I'm just letting you know. Y'all have been spending time here. These are the things that since we've done one session. And now moving through the city, here's some of the things that are coming to mind, and I'm refreshing y'all's memory since we haven't really a chance. It's hard to remember all this stuff,
Yeah, it is.
with all that's going on. But
I fire up a cigar just to just to add a little to it.
Bake right in. But so Gorglak, like I said, he told you to, continue moving toward the Dock Lakes district. That's where you want to head anyway, because more of the foreigners or those who travel through this city from the up above and other areas, that's kind of where they hang out. That would be like the expatriate part of the city, and y'all can begin to move that way and search for this individual. You do notice that you're eyed suspiciously a lot. Durgar merchants, there's these, even though this map doesn't show it's really crowded, but it really is. It's tight corners, tight, walkways and areas where you move along, and you get sideways glances from a lot of the Durgar, shopkeepers and barons, and even the females here. Darrow, get out of the way. You see that they're kicked around a lot. You see, you've seen bugbears. You've seen some orcs. You've seen a few drow every now and then. And there's just all sorts and types. And you just make your way through into the district, which is totally where the square is. Basically, it begins, the Dark Lake district kind of begins in this square, and it really covers a lot far away, even outside of where you don't even see on the map yet, continues east. And then the docks are what are to the north of that square. And that is where you're supposed to go, somewhere on the docks, and find this gentleman named Wurs Salt Baron. And y'all begin to make y'all's way. But as Ruckus has been able to discern, that you're not moving without watch. So there are a few other Durgard you can see that kind of aimlessly follow behind y'all, and then 1 minute they're there, the next minute they're not. and another one may have taken his place. You just kind of see that there are a few watching you as you begin to make your way through the small alleys and walkways of the town toward the Dark Lake District. What else? The rest of the group and all the NPCs are with you. You kind of see that, like I said, the three Darrow, Burpito, and Topsy and Turvy, kind of, keep to themselves a little bit. They will kind of hang into the center of the group a lot, kind of staying out of eye shot, making sure that they don't, they definitely don't stick out or bring attention to themselves from anybody there. And y'all make y'all's way just along. Anything y'all like to do or know or ask any questions about?
What's this building right here that I've got circled?
It's just another building. Nothing. It's not labeled anything right now.
Let me know if we come across any kind of like smith shops or anything like that.
You're gonna continue to go. If you've asked questions on it, they will tell you that they're you've got all these places. There are lots of the buildings, and it's not really on the map because it would be too much to show. But this town is one big smith anyway. Because that's basically all that they do here, is smelter metals. And you notice that there's a lot of these smelteries, and you haven't noticed is what they use for fuel. You got smog, and you've got soot, and you hear you can taste the tint of metal in the air. But to keep these furnaces and all this going, you're not sure what is the fuel.
Can we see him wheelbarrowing anything into these buildings?
No, you're not in this area now. Y'all begin to move into the Dark Lake District area, and this is like I said, it is gives the illusion of openness, but because the streets get a little bit wider for the merchant carts and wagons that pass through, and the buildings around here aren't as crowded as they are, and as you came through from the western dock areas, we're kind of moving through there. That was really kind of crowdness, but you could tell that it's still not welcoming, even though it's a little bit more open. Because this is a trade area, and it's still hot in here as can be. There's still a lot of the acrid smog, just chokes the air out of your lungs. There are fires, like I said, burning out across the city. And what they've got is hollowed out columns like these. You see the kind of the aqua columns. These are the rock formations, stalagmites. They're hollowed out, and there's places for that the Durgar live. Their shops are kept, forges are kept, and you move around, and you've got you see buyers and merchants, and you see slaves doing all their stuff, and it's interesting. Every now and then you'll be sitting there and you'll be listening as you're walking on. You'll hear someone trying to sell something to one of the Durgar merchants, and he just ridiculously belittles the seller, even if it's another Durgar. It's the stupidest thing ever. That's way too expensive. That's not worth the price of, a copper on the bottom of my boot, and it's just, it's over the top than you're used to, even for Durgar. Especially the dwarves, knowing who the Durgar are, and some, the experiences with, their dark brethren. But then you'll see when something's trying to be bought from a merchant and all that, then it's like the 180-degree turn. It can be more, giving and flowing with proper words and etiquette and flamboyant poetry, and it's just, it's like night and day between buying something and selling something. And
so hey, Duff.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to clarify. You're saying when the merchant is trying to be sold something, he berates the person selling. And when someone comes to buy something,
Yep.
the merchant is very kiss assy.
Yep. You've seen that
Okay.
a couple of times. Yep.
Right.
And it's caught your attention from just the power of their words. And this goes back to when y'all met Gorglak, that Pepito, as he confronted you and was bribing you and talking about, his need for the weapons and all that. Pepito's comment was, this is just, unheard of, the way that he is speaking and the way that he is acting about wanting that weapon, and that's the blatantly corrupt, and Durgard aren't that way. They're not into stuff like that. And if y'all remember, you had a fight break out from the Durgard. Well, they actually had the fight, and then they arrested the one Durgard because he was kind of opulent with stuff that he was wearing. And
The pin. He was wearing the pin on his
pin.
lapel.
Exactly. And Durgard don't do that. That's not into them. And so you're beginning to notice some underpinning flow of a city that is not right. That's the word I'm looking for. Is set you on edge a little bit. And especially you have noticed that it's come that from the Darrow with you, those three, even Dro, even Sareth, who is basically a blabbering idiot right now, but he basically is yelling at himself a lot. He talks to himself a lot. But in those moments of clarity, he kind of shies away. He sees some of his brethren that are walking around, and he spins around and goes, "What's that?" And he looks at things, and but what you're seeing here is kind of it's along the same lines of what we experienced with Slubadop, one of those, the town, Slubadoop.
The fish town.
The fish town, yeah. So once again, your senses are telling you that something is amiss in the town of Gracklestug. All right. And y'all continue to make your way through. Where y'all don't have to, y'all can just use one of you. I don't need the tokens in there. There should be unlocked. Yeah, you can move around if you want, but
I'd like to speak.
Go ahead.
I'd like to speak to
wait,
Ruckus.
Before, is Ruckus still in disguise, or did he drop the disguise?
Still in disguise.
Oh, so that could be to your advantage.
Why get this guy off?
Yeah, and you got a couple of Durgar. When Gorglak sent you over there, he said, he was pretty adamant about going over there, taking care of that, but that you need to make it. He was very clear that you're restricted to the Dark Lake District. That most of the time, outside of Durgard or Darrow, you don't venture away from the dock areas. Okay, and there's actually another place where the western is called the Golgerborn Lair, I believe. How do I say it? Golgerborn's Lair. Don't ask me. Here, let me copy it. I'll tell you so you guys understand. This is actually a it's an inn that y'all can stay at. Not much accommodations to it, but you're told that's the
if we're gonna be here for a while, I think finding a cheap, decent inn would come in handy.
And you'll find it. You just got to ask around for it. You continue moving east along the district and the lakes, the dock areas, and you'll be able to find it fairly soon because nobody but foreigners will stay there.
And
If Ruckus wants to find a reputable or at least above board blacksmith, we do have that giant that owes us a favor. So he said, "Come see him." I don't know where Cairngorm Cavern is, but if it's within range of the whatever that sergeant
Well, we
of
can. I
arms.
think when we're walking around, maybe we can make inquiries about it. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I heard a place to see is the Kragoran Caverns.
Also,
Yeah,
we need to find
I
out what
agree.
the locals are doing about that smoke thing. What?
Oh, I
you
already
know.
put a cloth over my head, but I'm watching what everybody else.
The Darrow will tell you that it's just part of living in. That the Durgar are used to it now. This is they live here for so long. The Durgar and the Darrow, they're a nerd to it, and they don't have a problem with it. But that above creatures like yourselves, those that aren't used to it, don't live here, it can affect you over time. So
Does that include the dwarves in the party?
Yes, it includes everybody except Durgar and Darrow.
Is it a disease or
No,
poison?
it's just a
Mog.
Yeah, it's smog. It brings on what it does called Gracklung. If you fail a con check, when you have to roll it, you get a level of exhaustion, and you have to take a rest to free yourself of it. But then once you do that, you become immune to it for another a good bit of another week. Say creatures exhausted levels.
Oh,
so
nice.
Yeah, so you just have to be prepared for it, but it will affect if you don't succeed the con check, then your airways become clogged, and spellcasters who try to use the vocal part of spells, and stuff like that, will fail automatically.
Is it a short rest or a long rest?
Long rest, because it brings
maybe
it's on a level of exhaustion.
Maybe it's in our best interest then to hand off the mace, go find the inn, take a long rest, then we get a week of immunity, and then go find that giant, and then buy whatever we need to buy.
I second that motion.
And I kind of want to like visit the town. I mean, I've been, I like civilization. I like talking to people who speak, in more than 2 syllables.
Is that a crack against the dwarves?
Everybody. That's a crack. That's a crack against anybody who doesn't have an intellect of 18.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we're traveling with a bugbear here,
Ha. Those are my 2 syllables for you.
The sad thing is Kaz probably has a higher intelligence than I do.
I am at, what am I at? 14.
That's funny.
Are you really? I'm 10. Oh my god, Kaz, that's awesome. So, Ruckus, are you down for that, or what do you want to do, bud?
I'm down to clown.
But I'm not. I want to be very cautious about this trade-in. I don't want to just walk up there and give it to him. I think we might be waylaid. I'm worried that he's gonna. Oh well, if they have this magical hammer on them, they've got a lot of other stuff. Let's. So I don't want to like all go in there at once from every direction. I think we should plan this out a little bit.
We're with Ruckus and Kaz. We're safe as kittens, man.
Hey,
all the Druger guards come after us. And we've got a blue puppy.
You can count on my Thor whip.
Yeah.
So I would like to. I think we should. Get a lay of the land, find out where this meeting. I don't want to go to like the exact spot we're supposed to meet, but just find out the area, kind of like investigate it a little bit, and get prepared for the. I don't mind giving him the mace, and I'll throw in another magic item or something if he'll leave us alone.
I've got a mask they can have.
Yeah. That's
Screw these guys. Don't give them any more than they already.
Yeah, they get the
bargained for.
hammer.
Yeah, throw the dog a bone. Give him we have a dagger, right?
No, we have a hammer, and they can have a hammer.
Yeah, the hammer is what they get. That's what we bargained for.
We're gonna give him a hammer, and then we're gonna give him something else, saying, "Hey,
Okay,
That's weakness, man.
Dirtless
That shows
does not get
weakness.
to negotiate
Yeah.
in the future.
We
You'd
gotta
be
give
a
him
terrible
something to say.
barterer.
Hey, if we don't, if a few people come up missing, don't come back to us."
That's exactly. You tell him that exactly who he's gonna go to. He's be like, yeah, these dudes said don't worry about all the missing people they're gonna kill.
Yeah, so we give him another
That
magic
seems
item, and he
right.
doesn't care.
That seems about right.
We're
should
not.
tell
Yeah,
them
we shouldn't do
exactly
that. We should
We
not. do that.
pre-bribe him.
No, that shows weakness. Then he'll want even more. You give him the agreed upon amount, and
Then we get
you
him
say,
under our thumb, and we're like, yeah, we'll give you more when you do what we want.
What?
I don't know. He seems hard to trust. He's
Yeah, you're
strange.
giving him a mace, and then you want he's extorting a mace, and you want
Yeah.
to give him something else because you think maybe he'll be honorable and honor that the fact that we gave him more stuff.
Yeah, but hey, we're gonna give him a dagger so that we have the, here's an extra dagger, and I don't want to hear anything if I'm.
I'd rather
your
fight to
friends
the
come up.
death than give this asshole more than the money.
Listen, but let me
I
tell you
love
something.
that you place a life of a person in the same ballpark value as a dagger,
Oh, plus
Like-
one dagger.
a plus one dagger. What is it about your culture?
They'll do anything for money. Come on, that's.
What are we doing, guys? So
We'll have him in our back pocket.
I'm not gonna drive this. I drove the last.
Yeah,
one. This time,
I'm
y'all are-
moving.
y'all are
I'm over
moving.
here.
Well, y'all are in the district. Y'all can put your tokens. I'm just kind of figuring y'all are all kind of you're in the you're beginning.
How about
to
we're
move.
all slowly following Ruckus from afar?
Yes, we are following Ruckus.
From my
That
same
way, since
No,
Ruckus
don't
is in the
don't
sky,
follow me. I want to satellite you because it'll look less suspicious if a bunch of people were following one Jurgar.
You would have lost Ruckus in the crowd by now.
All right.
All right, then we are going to follow Kaz because
No, I just put Wobble the Weasel. Anybody can move Wobble the Weasel. He's just north of Ruckus now.
So
I
where
was
are we
thinking
supposed to meet this
with
guy?
Kaz's
What's
size,
over
he can
here,
get us
Duff?
to where we need to go.
These look like doors.
Those are walls. Those are walls that section off the district from.
We're not
other
moving
parts
all of the
this-
tokens, people. We're just gonna move Wobble the
Yeah,
Weasel.
just move. You don't need to move all the tokens. Oh my god, because there's you got to. We're playing a little theater of the mind. You're not going to find all the buildings right up at once.
And who put Weasel in the damn ocean?
I don't know.
So wait, everybody move their token?
No, y'all
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah. But
I mean-
only in different directions.
So, I put right now. Y'all are over by the box, the box that I've got driven. That's That's just the main building y'all are at now. Forge. It's beginning of the shop areas, more of the expatriate part of this town. Okay, and I'm just
Jesus Christ, we're like Clark Griswold over here.
something like that. Yeah, you're on. Yes, we're on vacation. Where the hell are y'all going?
So we need to find Weir's the Salt Baron.
Well, the question.
that's where we're
I'm
headed.
going to back up a second. So one thing we haven't done, and this just follow me because of keeping things busy, and we stream hectic and all that. Is what y'all are supposed to be doing? Do y'all even remember what the hell
Yeah,
is your purpose?
Yeah,
Finding a way home?
we are going to find Weir's the Salt Baron because he is supposed to take the mace, which is the bribe for Gorlak.
Mhm.
And then that will give
What's
us the
bigger
run of the
purpose?
docks.
What's the bigger purpose?
Get
Get
it.
our magic
find-
items back.
to find our way out of here so that we can figure out what's going on with the demons rising up and fighting pretty much everything in the Underdark.
Okay, not bad.
I said that we're here to kill people.
I mean, I think that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, that sounds about
I'm
right.
just asking you.
I mean-
so we haven't done a lot of role playing. That's just on me throwing more maps at y'all, and it's easier to run the maps and the encounters than it is to role play because of the difference in time. But the Gracklestug is more on the RP side for a while, and so you guys have got to. I'm just letting you know there's some things you have to figure out, things you have to explore, things that you want to do that are going to open up doors for you to take to the next section of the story. Just so you know.
Right.
That's why I'm saying we bribe the guy so we have free run of the city.
But
We
unless we
already-
have like a
We
cursed
are
weapon
we
to
already
give
did
him,
rob. We bribed the guy already.
He's
We
gonna
bribed him
give
with
us
the
free
mace.
run of the city for a +1
No,
dagger.
he's gonna come back and backstab us
I say
with
we
that
poison him.
dagger.
Let's poison
With our
the
dagger, +1.
We already bribed him. He said exactly what he wanted.
Okay.
Give me that mace.
All right, let's go through. We're gonna. I still think we should explore
Give him
the
the
docks
dagger.
a little bit. No, like, okay, I will not give him the dagger unless it's in this tiny little bag. And
Oh my God! Somebody drag him away. I tell Eldith, don't let this guy negotiate with us.
we explore the docks before we meet. We find out where this place is. We kind of stake it out. That's what we're gonna do right now.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're
Prepare
gonna
a
go through some of the
fireball.
we're gonna go through sections of the town. Y'all can kind of hear stuff, but but if you've got certain tasks or things you want to accomplish, like Ruckus,
Oh, is
said
there a
he's trying to-
gambling
he's
hall?
trying to find. Yeah, well, you need to find the inn, and Ruckus was gonna be looking. He was looking for a smithy, that you just throw a stick and hit one, but I was assuming you're trying to find a place where you can find abundant goods, a shops.
Yep.
Okay, and you're headed in the right direction, but you're not there yet. But you've got the docks areas where you see all the wooden docks and all that, and that is the Dark Lake docks, and they're pretty busy. You see a lot of flat bottom rafts and puffball floats, basically a fungus that they is prevalent around here that they use, and they they stand on them and they push sticks, push poles, and they move along, and then they've got oars, and there's some ramshackle barges kind of come in with paddle wheels, and they're all coming in and out with just tons of trade goods coming in and out of here, and the docks are busy with
I'm gonna look for books.
A book.
Any book.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a book in so long.
No, you haven't seen a book. And then you continue to move on. Like I said, you're in the district area. Like I said, you've already kind of gone through that. And then you continue to move onwards, and we'll open up more of the city over here. And yeah, and Ruckus, what you were saying is you see these walls. That is basically sectioning off the town from the travelers or people like yourself over above land scum.
So to the south is like where the Duergar elite are.
Well, more of them live, and then you're just it's more of the living quarters for not only the Durgar, but somewhere the Topsy and Turvy, that the Darrow, they live, I believe, farther to the south. Their guardhouse, where do they live? They are going to be. There's a the Deep King is the ruler of this land. His compound and where they all guard his complex and all that's way south. There's a lot more to the map. But you've only seen a small portion of the city. Okay. But that's what you're seeing of those, what that wall is a section area, and I'm just kind of showing you where it kind of teeters off at here.
So would Hondo know, are Duergar, are they evil or are they just dicks?
Well, they're dark dwarves, just like the dark elves, the Drow. So
all right, so the Drow are evil.
Yes, the Durgar, they're just not very welcoming, and they trust no one, and you know that you are walking a thin sheet of ice here in this town. One wrong step, one wrong maneuver, and y'all will be sold be sold back into slavery or given away somewhere else. So you have to watch yourself here, especially the dwarves.
I don't know personally about Duergar, but I imagine Hondo does.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Where am I at? So y'all are moving along, and you're seeing the dock areas. Then, you get the impression, and Ruckus finds that in this area right here. This is known as the Blade Bazaar, and this is named after it's the most abundant goods that the Durgar offer. But the shops here sell about everything that's available in the city, along with stalls that are set up by visiting merchants. And a din of people arguing mostly in Dwarvish nearly drowns out the hammering coming from the rest of the city forges, and the crowds here, you just see lots of people in the Blade Bazaar. And then just south of that, in this compound right here, this little makeshift stalagmite and rock outcropping is the Golnborn's Lair. This is the inn that accepts non-Durgar guests. And it's an inn built inside a small cavern complex that kind of runs behind and underneath the Blade Bazaar. And you're told that's there's a dining room, and then there's a bunch of rooms that are excavated in the rock facing down underneath where people can rest. All right, and then
Awesome.
Should we secure a room?
I don't know. So
Yeah, we might
Ruckus.
as well do that. Huh?
Sorry.
You want to secure a room at that Golgorm Inn?
Yeah, let's get a room.
So do we have how many people do we have? We have like
you got a bunch.
20, and we have like 20.
Yeah.
Might need 2 rooms.
You got 10 NPCs, and then there's 6 y'all, so yeah, right under 20.
We're gonna need like 2 inns.
we're just gonna take over.
Just leave them outside. Let them sleep on the streets.
Yeah. I'll go and see about securing rooms. I'm gonna find like a dark place to like switch the mask. Somewhere big enough.
That's easy.
Somewhere big enough that only I can be there, so no teleporting, whatever, or watching me.
Well, okay, so you
Urinal.
understand that at any time you could be watched and not know it.
Right. That's why I said I'm gonna find a place that's big enough for one person to be there. Like I'm gonna find like a
Maybe they're
closet.
Maybe they're watching you magic.
That's
What if-
you're pretty certain that at any time that an invisible Durgar could be standing right next to you and you would have no idea.
Well, unless we got 20 people with us. Just you go into the very back corner, and the 20 of us just cram in there next to you.
It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna take the mask off.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
because I don't think
it's a hat.
my point of walking into a closet big enough for one person
Where would
is
you
is
find
getting
that?
through.
Where would you find that?
That's why I said I would look for one.
Well, you'd have to try to go to a shop somewhere. Maybe you got to remember, Ruckus. You're looking like you're a Durgar dwarf right now. So
Bum rush a latrine and close the door.
you could do that. Find some place.
And then, but the 20 of us will mill around the outside, though.
So take it. You walk into a closet. You walk in as a Durgar, and all of a sudden you come back and walk, and you're a barbarian dwarf. So I'm just letting you be careful because I understand what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to impose to relay to you the complexities of what you're trying to accomplish. So,
All right, let's just go get the room, Ruckus, and then you can go change in the room.
Well, he doesn't. We don't want to be seen with a guard, do we?
Yeah, you
Well-
guys are gonna have to get the rooms yourselves.
Yeah, we'll get the room. We don't need a
Guys.
ruckus to get a room.
Let's go get the room, guys. Let's go get it.
well, y'all would
Well,
even,
what's
y'all
Ru-
even know
what's
where he's
Ruckus
at.
gonna do if we
One
get the
thing is-
room?
See, well, also, and then do you even know where Ruckus is at? Because y'all
He's
even
getting
know
a room.
whichever.
But
you're
we-
already speaking to him. He's a.
We assume he's tracking us.
That's right.
I mean, he can see Varus from like 8 miles away. So, and if he can't see him, he'd just be like, "Hey, where'd the big blue bastard?"
I'm
go?"
actually
And get it
headed for
that
the
way.
surface. I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah. You're already halfway home, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got the magic mask. That's all I wanted.
all of a sudden you hear
Good
cacaw.
playing with you guys.
Cacaw. and it just keeps going rising up.
He's got a disguise kit and a whistle. He's out of here.
And it's a hat. It's not a mask.
So yeah.
All right, we get it. We get
be the right one
we
to
get
find a
rooms.
room. So, all right.
Yeah.
All right, Dirt. You want to go get some rooms, man?
The intellectual gnome with no charisma at all will go get us a room.
That's the truest statement if I've ever heard one.
Also, the blue 7 feet rear block can try to get the room.
Yeah, go get us a room, Varys. Go get us like 3 rooms. One for me, and then you guys can split the other 2.
So who's really?
Okay, I go inside and try to get the room.
People say that I have a certain charisma.
I'm gonna go.
So, Vars, what are you doing? Sorry, go ahead.
I walk inside the inn and talk to the innkeeper about the rooms. And I asked him if there are some kinds of stables or storeroom.
You say that again now?
That I also, apart from asking for the rooms, I asked if he has stables or a storeroom available.
Stables or a storeroom.
And the Durgar will ask you, what do you want to store? I don't know, stables. You see any livestock in here? See any horses?
Well, I have some things that I might want to store, but how many rooms do you have available?
Well, they got plenty. Got plenty of rooms. So because it's a high turnover here for for the surface dwellers or visitors to the city. You get in, you get your business done, you get out. This is not something where you loiter around a lot in this town.
And how much do the rooms cost?
Well, how many of them are you? He's basically asking how many guests am I having to worry about?
Well, depending on the price, we might be 5 or we might be
I think
10.
most of our companions can secure their own domiciles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them somewhere safe. Like we're done with them, right? Like
You are not here
except
with
Topsy and Turvy because obviously they
We're gonna sneak
part of
out
a secret
early in the
missile-
morning and nobody's.
missile attack.
I don't see them on the party sheet.
No, it's up to y'all. If y'all are not taking care of them anymore, I need to know. Well, if they're not part
Let
of
me
your group
finish
anymore.
talking with the innkeeper and see how this goes.
Yeah, well, and so the Topsy and Turvy are doing their thing, and the rest of the NPCs are with you right now, and Pepito slides up to you, up to Varus, and you just ask him. He tells you that you're not going to get far, in negotiations with the merchant here, and you're actually Varus. Roll me a perception check.
Why does he has to come?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
Well done, Varus.
You're doing your negotiations with the Durgar, and from time to time, the Durgar will look over to his left, just like right to his left, and you see him whisper. He's like whispering as though somebody was standing next to him.
This dude is crazy.
He looks back at you and he goes, "Yeah, what do you want to store?" And then he goes, and then he looks at Pepito and he goes, "I'm not talking to you, scum. I'm talking to the blue beast." And then he kind of
so I'm a beast.
over again, and he goes, "No, that's not right, brother. Listen to me. It's not what he said." And then he looks back and goes, "State your case. I've got a busy day ahead of me."
Well, are you willing to give us rooms or not?
I told you I got plenty of rooms. How many you want? Hurry up.
Well, I have 10 copper. I want 10 copper worth of rooms. For the beast.
Nice try, Blueberry. You know what? It's going to be 5 silver per person.
Per person? Are you crazy?
You find any other better rooms? Go out to the docks and sleep with the fishes. I'm done talking to you.
So, Duff, is that 10 gold per night?
It's not gold.
Silver
It's
pieces.
5
Yeah,
silver.
5 silver per person.
It was 5 silver per person, 20 people. That's 100 silver. Is that 10 gold?
That would be 1 gold.
1 gold.
100 silver is 1 gold
Yeah.
per night.
10. No,
Okay,
she's
I
right. It's
finished-
10 silver. 10 silver is 1 gold. So that's right.
Right, like I said,
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what he said.
I'm a dwarf. I don't do math.
So that's 10 gold for night.
No, for the week.
Oh, then
Oh,
I'll
wait.
hand over. I'll hand over that gold.
Whoa! Haggle!
I don't
Wait,
haggle.
wait,
Haggle.
I'm not.
I'm an
finished-
intellectual. I don't
I'm
haggle.
not finished talking. I'm
the
not finished.
Durgar looks so good. I don't haggle. If you're done talking, or call the stone guard and just whisk your ass to the brig. Get you out of here, Mike. You're messing with me. Either take the rooms or not. Go sleep on the docks for all I care.
Okay, here are 5 gold to give me the rooms.
I'm gonna sleep in the Durgar barracks. What's wrong with you?
I pass him 5 gold and say to him to give me the rooms.
He takes the gold. Doesn't even pay attention. He gives 5 silver. He told you 5 silver. You gave him 5 gold. He said, thank you. So.
Yeah, that's because he told me 5 silver per person.
That's right. He's taking the gold. He just takes it from you. Doesn't even count it. Even he looks at it and he throws you. Basically, it's some makeshift, like flimsy brass kind of. You would barely call it a key, if that's that. And he points down, and he got a little female darrow that's sitting there, and he says, "Show him to the rooms. Make haste. Come back here. I need some food." And so little darrow, catches Topsy and Turvey's eyes, and they stand next to her, and you hear a growl. Ruckus, you're not there, are you? So the other guy, you hear a growl come from Topsy and Turvey back toward the Durgar, but it's very low, and they keep it to themselves. And she takes you down a couple steep hallways and around some corners, and it's dark, but it's some fungus. They're kind of in little scones in the walls, kind of keep the lights just barely there so you can kind of see what's going on. And there are a couple, it's basically barely even a gate, it's not a door, but it's barely a gate that kind of closes off a couple openings that are some makeshift floors where you can throw your stuff down, and maybe it'll be there when you come back, but she goes, nobody really comes down here, and if you're worried about theft,
You should be.
well, that too, but the Durgar don't steal. At least in normal circumstances, that would not be an issue. And you wouldn't, and definitely non-Durgar would not steal, because getting thrown in the brig here, getting arrested and all that, basically your life's over if that were to happen. If you're not killed, you'd be sold immediately into slavery to the Drow.
So is that where she took Varys?
Yes.
All right. I'd like to ask
Topsy and Turvey went with him too. Some of the NPCs, y'all could tell me what y'all are doing. If y'all saw that.
I'm going to ask the innkeeper how much for a room for 5 people.
I just sold you the rooms for all of you.
No, I'm not with them. I need a room for 5 people.
He sold you a room for all of you.
You are selling me out?
What the hell were you doing?
I took the rooms for everybody.
Can I roll to see if he believes I'm not with them?
I don't understand. You gotta tell me what you're doing. You don't want the one.
He doesn't want to be associated with the blue guy.
Yeah, imagine that Varys was in line and he was talking to the innkeeper and I was in the background, and Varys went through his various things.
Okay.
And then he got shuffled off to the dungeon.
Okay.
And then another guy stepped up and said how much. Said how much for a room for 5 people.
He tell you what did he say? Oh, I think it's like it's only like 10 copper. Now, you know what? 8 copper per person.
I said, okay, my good man, that sounds reasonable. I do need the room for a week. How much would that be total?
We'll make it 8 copper. And he leans over,
All right.
and you see him lean over, and he's whispering to somebody. He goes, that's enough. They ain't got it. They're not going to stay here long anyway. That's fine. My brother says it's 8 copper. And
okay, I put down a silver
next to him though, so you got to understand.
I'll put down a silver, and I'll be like, "Thank you for your time. We'll take that room."
And there's another little male. There's a young Madero there, and he hands you this little makeshift. Like I said, it's a horrible looking key, and he goes, "Show them the other room," and he goes, "Make haste, hurry up."
I follow Hondo.
I'll ask Eldith and Kaz and if Ruckus is there. I'll be like, "Come on, guys, let's go."
Ruckus is outside. I thought he was watching.
Our Topsy and Turvy went.
So Topsy and Turvy and Varus and Bapito and Sarah, half the group. You know, he's basically, but he sold them two full rooms.
Yeah, well, good. That'll be me and Kaz and Dirt and whoever else wants to. Eldith can go in a different one.
Special click.
You just throw me under the bus.
I didn't throw you anywhere. You were like haggling with them for coppers, man.
It's Varus and all of the NPCs.
Take him, Peter, please. For the love of God, take him.
Well, what's her name?
I'd be happy to take Bupito.
Eldith hasn't left. You know, yeah, Bupito. Most of the NPCs are with Varus, and he's got him down there.
And Tandri.
Yeah, and that's it. Now, Ruckus, where are you at again? I'm sorry, you're back outside still, or are you trying? You said you're trying to find a place to change, or not?
No, I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm outside the inn that they went into, and I'm kind of just watching them. So if anyone asks what I'm doing, I'm watching this group of ruffians.
Well, no one pays. They think you're a Durgard, and you're just kind of watching, and you notice that several other Durgard kind of pop in and around, and they also are watching the inn. They don't even pay attention to you. All right, but you can definitely see that they're interested in the group. Make me another perception check. Hold on, Rebecca.
Perception check.
Another perception check.
Ruckus is out there dying of shame as we just bumble our way through this shit.
You also recognize or see that there is a drow that has particular garb that you've seen before, but not in some time, from a particular slave encampment. And this drow she is also watching the group.
Okay, so I would like to see if I have discerned how they mark a hierarchy in the guard, like the guard personnel, and I would like to alter my costume to increase my rank.
You're only seeing stone guards. There's you have not noticed anything like that. Gorlak has been the only one that you have seen at a considerable amount of time. All right. This area is basically your typical city guard, which you notice they're called stone guard, and they kind of monitor and move through the upper areas of this part of town. What you're seeing. Okay. You're like
I would
basically, you know.
Can I do one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to approach the other guards, not casually, but with a purpose. And I want to go up to them and talk to them and just see, if I can strike up a conversation. Like, how many of them have gone in so far? Has anyone come out? How are we gonna split up when they come out? And
roll me a persuasion check. They don't know who you are. They're giving you a little funny look.
What are you talking about? He's Ruckus the Stone Guard, man.
You want persuasion or performance?
Either one.
They're both the same, but
you can determine how you're trying to pull this off. They're, you know,
They're not very well,
they're
apparently.
not, yeah, they, you know, what's it to you? Who do you report to?
Who was the head guy?
He was
Gorglak
Gorglak.
was the gentleman that y'all, the weapon deal and all that, the kind of sergeant that.
Yeah, he's like the. Well, he was saying you're not officer material, so he'd be like lieutenant or something.
Did you say Deep King or something like that?
Yeah.
Well, the Deep King is basically the ruler of.
I'm gonna tell them that Gorgalak sent me over here after I got in trouble
Who do you
at
think
another
we
murder.
report to?
Gorgalak, why do you think I'm talking to you? Like, he told me to come over here and join the people that were watching these guys. Like, why else would I be talking to you? You think I
Just
don't have
sit over
anything
there in
better
the
to
corner
do?
and watch. This is them. Just got to make sure they don't cause any trouble. But they'll step out of line soon enough, and we're going to arrest them all anyway.
Fine, not a problem. Was that so hard? I'm gonna walk away. I feel like these guys have an attitude, so I kind of want to be like a little snippy with them.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna head over and take up a position out of their line of sight, but still so I can watch like the end.
So, Ruckus, I just want to know, did Ruckus clock that that Dro female you were talking about?
I think I did because he was telling me about it when I was looking around.
No, he just happens to notice that there is a Dro that has been watching, that has kind of come around and moved in around, and
I thought she looked familiar from the slave camp.
She did. You saw she's wearing some of the same garb. You don't know if you recognize her, but you see some of the same insignia.
Oh, her outfit and stuff.
Outfit, correct. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Yes, I did see a Dro.
But Hondo can't. You don't know that. So he's not there with you.
No, I'm not asking for Hondo. I'm simply saying there was a lot of information given.
Yes.
I want to know if
he has seen this Dro. And she makes some notes. She's got a little pencil pad. She's writing in a little bit, and then she makes her way around, kind of circles, gives a kind of a layout of the land, and then you see her kind of blend off back into the crowd and disappear. All right.
I'd like to go in to the inn's dining hall.
Okay.
Does it look clean and presentable?
Yeah, it's clean enough. I mean, there's plenty of different creatures. There's all sorts of above ground creatures here.
Yeah, if you don't have Hep A, you're gonna.
I just want to order something without mushrooms. Can I get anything without mushrooms? Yeah. I just want something without mushrooms.
It's tough.
I want to go order something with mushrooms.
I'll throw a gold piece. I'll throw a gold piece on the counter. Just anything without mushrooms, preferably meat. And I'll throw a gold piece on the counter.
Fish.
I'll even take fish.
They might find they might have a little yard bird chicken here. They might have a squirrel or two. That's being brought up from from up above.
Snacking on all these mushrooms. I just want a little taste of them.
Yes, they'll slide you a little food.
All right.
And you've got.
I'll have a drink. I'll have a drink and food, and wait to see what happens.
They have the eunuch du jour.
That's right.
That sounds delicious.
So, as long as it's not mushrooms, I'm okay.
So
as long as it's fresh.
You're eating your food and drinking your tasty beverage. All right.
Yes.
And you just kind of, that's right, Cyber. It's your rat burger. It's you didn't know that. It's quite tasty.
It's better than mushroom at this.
So you pull the tail. You kind of notice this tail kind of sticks out of the side of your mouth, and you kind of pull it out, and it twitches a little. And you're just kind of paying attention and listening to their overall, chatter in the room. And the main thing that really kind of comes out of the discussion is that the trade routes out of Gracklestug had just become more dangerously, than recent times. And the fauna, which is, just the underdark life, even the plant life and the dark lake, and there's a lot of mushrooms, lots of different fungi in this area, and the primitive, beasts that call Underdark their home. Everything's riled up. It's very tight, wound up situation here. At any moment could explode. It seems from the energy that's being up, and that you hear just briefly every now and then some gist and some, oh, that's not true. It can't be true. I tell you that it is. And there's some travelers and some secondhand stories that kind of come out. Then you begin to hear the word demon again, attacking settlements, attacking some of the wagons, the trades, not only on ground, but also some in the water too. That it's not as prevalent as just the general gist of the trade routes, and general discussions about things being more perilous than it has been in the past. But the demon, that word, it makes itself apparent to you a couple of times while you're sitting there eating your food.
While I'm listening to that, I would like to maybe slyly get more information on what's on the Dark Lake. Is there anything specific that everybody's been noticing? I want to kind of focus my questions on like what's guarding the Dark Lake, but I want to do it on the sly because
it's not
guarding intellectual.
It's just that there's been those that will tell you, and there's because several groups you'll hear that don't believe it at all. That's just rubbish. I didn't run into anything coming down here. But the other ones, I heard that they've been it's different types of demons. Some winged, some water based with large tails. Just demons. The sizes and the descriptions range from simple ones that you've heard to imp sizes to ones that outsize the Demogorgon, and there's no way, But
do any of them sound like the demon we saw? Any of the descriptions?
That's the Demogorgon. No.
But no. Okay.
But that feeling, and this doesn't. It wouldn't surprise you, but you have not heard any stories of that size. No.
Is there any information about the town we're in? Like, is it destroyed or?
Gracklestug itself?
Yeah.
You want to know
that? Oh, no, not Gracklestug. Slooperdop. Like where we ran into that demon at.
Well, yeah. Well, there.
Is it like destroyed, or does any information on that?
You hear various accounts because there are some people that don't believe there's no way that even the Demogorgon exists, and others say that we heard the town was completely wiped, off the face of the Underdark area where it was. There's various accounts, but none of them talk about a Demogorgon.
Okay.
But there was something that happened to the city.
Fake news.
Then you also hear, that there is you hear the word dragon from time to time pops into discussion, and you begin to feel or understand that there is a dragon that powers the furnaces, the one that provides the power for all the melting that goes on here. That's about all you hear,
Yeah, and I bet you a library would be a good place to find out more about that dragon who powers the furnaces.
I don't know if they have a library even in town, if they even believe in reading.
Are we hearing that the dragon is?
Hey, you guys didn't come downstairs.
A willing participant or not?
Yeah. I'll ask that question.
What are you asking again? Sorry.
Go ahead, Hondo.
Is he hearing that the dragon is a willing participant or no?
Do you understand that a dragon has always powered the furnaces for the untold time that this city has existed?
All right.
That there is a symbiotic relationship between the dragon and the city.
Could
Okay.
we get any information about that symbiotic relationship? Like is it the same dragon, or does passerby
They don't know.
dragon?
You don't know from the people. These are these are overland people.
Yeah, just yeah.
Merchants and stuff like that. They just hear that
I'm gonna go
you'll hear that the
upstairs
dragon
and
must really be
relay
putting
all
in
this
overtime
information.
for the heat that's generated. This place is too damn hot. The damn dragon bath. How do they survive with this dragon pouring this much heat into here and all that? It's stuff like that you'll hear.
I'll go upstairs and relay this information.
Downstairs.
This is like a
I
town full
guess
of
that I'm not
complainers.
with them, right?
So hold on, I heard two voices. What'd you say, Vars?
I'm not with them, right?
You're settling in your room with the.
I will go let Varus know this.
And what did you say, Ruckus?
It's just a town full of complaining people.
Well, the merchants and all the people that are in this bin. So it's you're not getting what's happening in the town, do you? It's not.
I think it's pretty
complaining,
awesome.
They're going batshit crazy. This is more of a madness that's seeping in. That's if I'm not relaying that right, that's on me. But
No. I understand that. It's just madness. Is
I
a
understand
normal
some
state of being
freaky
for
crap
me,
going
so-
on. I didn't.
He just thinks everyone else is catching up.
Yeah, but like, wait a minute. Am I contagious?
Yeah, that's right. So once again,
I'm gonna where I move my character. I'm gonna like move over there and kind of keep scouting the city.
yeah,
Ruckus,
you're
do you
still
feel at
watching-
home here?
Say that again, Banjo.
I was just asking Ruckus if he felt at home here.
He felt it.
I feel a certain kinship
That's
with
right.
these surroundings.
I want to. Where are we supposed to meet to replace the hammer? The
You
exchange
gotta
hammer. What's the
find a
name of?
guy. You have no.
What's the name of that place?
His name is Weir's the Salt Baron.
Where's Salt Baron? And you're supposed to find him on the docks somewhere.
I would like to go up to the barkeep and say, hey, I was told to meet. Where's Saltman on the dock? Bart
You don't
Coleman.
get out often, do you, little boy?
Uh,
You should stop drinking the heavy stuff.
what? I'm gonna meet fill in the blank here on the docks.
Never heard of him.
No, never.
Never heard
We're
of
the
him.
dock. We're the docks.
Yeah, where's Salt Baron?
Where's Salt?
Just like it says, Salt Baron.
All right, where's Salt Baron?
Where's the Salt Baron? Never heard of him. Yeah, it's actually, you're close, Banjo. It's WERZ. But yeah, where's Salt Baron? Never
We're
heard
the
of him.
docks.
Towards the lake.
I'm gonna ask the barkeep.
Yeah, well, the docks, are just just exit out and go northwest. Look for the water, little man, and then you'll find the docks. Not that difficult.
Yeah.
And he looks over to one of the other patrons and just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit, and they kind of slide away. They slide away from Dirtless a little bit down the tables.
Is he talking to the bartender?
I was just in,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dirtless was. Yeah.
Me and Eldith want to make our way into the where Dirt is.
You need a love room, one of the love hotels.
No, I don't need a goddamn love hotel.
They got a love room for 5.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, sorry. Where are you and Eldith going? Sorry.
We're gonna meet up with Dirt, and then I'm gonna be like, hey man, where can we find some good quality armor?
Okay.
We're down on the
Well,
bar.
that's you're in. Well, the Blade Bazaar, where you're at, is where you will find abundant goods that are available. It's like you're basically your typical adventuring shop.
Yeah, but I don't want to go rifling through the riffraff. I want him to direct me to a guy that can hook me up. So I'm throwing him some coin. Where can we find some decent armor? Give me a name.
Just walk upstairs to any of the it's a bazaar, so it's open shops. There's open. Just go up and start looking. He goes, give you a day. He doesn't have anybody right off the top of his mind, or he could give you a name. I don't have anybody, but he'll send you up. He'll send you up to one of the upper shop levels to chat with.
Meet a specific guy.
Yeah. He says this guy's got half dime dozen or other up there. I mean, this is all they make here is metal goods, so you can find armor. And
so he does. He's not connected as a local with a guy in the bazaar who might be. You
understand that Durgar don't do that. There's not a hierarchy of one-upmanship. It is basically what's the word I'm looking for in the society here. It's some of it's kind of happening now. You're seeing that there's some changes in that bill, but it's basically a simplistic way of life here. Their main focus is the forges and keeping the metal working and all that going on. That is all it's about. I
turn to Eldon and I say, we got to get out of here. It's a bunch of goddamn commies. We got to get out of this commie hellhole.
Damn yokels.
All right, so I'll make my way up to the bazaar and see if I can find something of interest.
You're seeing, you might be able to sell stuff if y'all have things to sell, but you're seeing all sorts of non-magical weapons, armor, shields.
Hey, we got a fire mace we can sell. Yeah, let's sell some crap. Damn it.
So Duff,
you can.
Is there no +1 armor, no +1 shield, none of that here?
Negatory.
Negatory is as in double negative. It's a bountiful.
You were laying in big goose eggs.
All right, we got a few gemstones to sell.
Here's exactly what it says. Just so you could.
I'm just wondering, as DM,
anybody want this harp? We're gonna sell this harp.
In your discretion, if there's maybe some +1 chainmail for sale for 750 gold.
Investigation.
Can we roll on it?
You could, I guess you could roll on it. What do we want?
Investigate. Let's sell some of this crap first before you do that, because we have like this harp that none of us use.
My understanding is that you trade. You want to trade for
this.
Yeah.
Got a harp.
Well, okay. So here's the thing. Y'all haven't. So, you're trying to find a dwarf in a dark dwarf city, trying to find an underground, basically a black market. And
why is it black market?
Because it's to make deals, or maybe it's not black. Maybe the black market's not the way I'm looking at it for. But
it's a gray market.
Okay. You're the wrong. I'm not just trying to tell you how to run this deal, but the overland dwarves aren't going to get anywhere in this town.
We are in a trade capital of the Underdark, to
the Durgar, you are nothing more than the bottom of the mud and the boot heel that's stepped in a bunghole of
fair enough.
Shit.
Then I don't deal with the Durgar. I deal with the surface dwellers or non-Durgar who are trying to sell their goods, who are constantly being berated by the Durgar shopkeepers, and I try to intercept one before they get to the shopkeeper, and I say
they're not. So I'm trying to see to find that the den arguing, hammering over the city's forges, and the crowd here visiting along the wall set up for the visiting merchants who are selling stuff. You can roll me an investigation check or some type of. Let's see if you can find anybody right at the moment.
Can I roll it with advantage since we're traveling with 3 Darrow who are very familiar with
They're
the
not
city?
with you right now, Hondo. You left them with Varus.
Keep leaving me behind.
But is Eldith also not familiar? She's the one that wanted to come here too. That's the only reason why I agreed to do it.
She's listening to. She goes this. She wants out of here just like you do. She wants above ground. But you guys are out of y'all's element here.
All right, but we are traveling with people who are in their element. So can I go get one of them?
You have to.
All
You
right.
left them with Varus.
I'll go get Topsy and Turvy, and
Go
I'll
knock on Varus's door.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'm
I'm not gonna interrupt those
secondhand
guys.
citizens
Yeah,
and treat them a
sounds
little bit
cool.
nicer. They might actually help you out.
All right, so I am going to go track down all the Darrow and be like, "Hey guys, let's
I
go.
didn't
We
say
need
it
to
was
go
gonna be
shopping."
Easy. This is
Who's
gonna
the gambler in the group? What's the guy who owes
Jim
gambles on
Jar.
everything?
Jim Jar. Yeah,
I
he's
want to
the-
take Jim Jar and go find a gambling hall.
Oh man, here we go.
Well, yep. And you think someone in this party are they not a rogue and should be doing some searching? Hint,
Damn it,
Yeah,
I'm
for
not
what?
the rogue.
hint. Do we have a rogue?
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
likewise.
searching.
Yeah.
He's doing all
He's
kinds of
searching. He's
searching.
searching for a real rogue.
Oh. So why?
Oh,
So Varus, what were you? You've been down in the room all this time with half the group, and then Hondo's going to come storming down here because he doesn't like what the Overlord DM is telling him in his back of his brain, and so he said, "Damn it, I'm going to come find these damn NPCs that I despised this whole trip, and I'm going to put them to use finally." And he's like, he comes storming in and goes, "Give me these goofballs," and he grabs for Topsy and Turvy, and he's going to yank them
No,
away.
wait. Top Kirby have been useful.
Yeah, for the record, I have respect for those two.
Okay, I just say, well, you cannot come and just take my friends after you just left me alone.
Well, you were resting. So you got Jim Jars down there, and he's betting. And Sarath is in a corner, and he is, talking to himself, and he's like digging. He's got like a knife, and he's digging in the ground, and he's looking around with his shifty eyes. And Jim Jar's just kind of rolling. He goes, he's the one that keeps making side bets with everybody. Topsy and Turvy and Pepito are a little bit more forlorn lately. They have, definitely not forlorn's the word I'm looking for. Because they don't like what they're seeing. Okay, they have been, this town treats their kind as, nothing more than menial slaves, and so, definitely. And
So
Pepito's become a little bit more withdrawn. So.
Can I'll say something like to Topsy and Turvy, like, "Hey guys, we've been through it, right? You guys fought, we fought together. I don't like how they treat you either. Help us gear up, and we'll get the hell out of here."
Well, and they both say, "What do you want? What do you want from us?"
I need some better armor so that we can fight our way out of the Underdark. Help me find someone who can sell me some armor that's better than what I'm wearing.
Good luck with that. We'll go fine, and they'll go, grab their gear, and they'll say, "We'll go search around, and we'll go see what we can find. Who's around in the district here." We haven't been, we've got some family here, some distant relatives in the town too. We'll go search them out, see what they say. And
All
then
right. Well, me and Eldith will go up to the bazaar, and we'll meet you up there.
Well, it may be a while. We got to go find it. So just sit tight. We'll come find you when we know where to go look. And they will scamper off. All right.
All right.
Ruckus, what have you been doing this whole time? Everything's going on.
I am still exploring. Like I've been moving my character a little bit towards
All
the
right.
east.
Well, okay, so you're moving around there, and you'll find some more shops. Let me show you what you're finding. And you, here, you will see building that is it's more of a how do I call it? It's you're finding out that it's called the Overlake Hold. It's kind of a fortress and temple that's dedicated to Luduger. Okay, I'll have to figure out who the hell that is. But you see, yeah, it's another one of those names. I'm not going to go into it.
Is it a god or something? Because
I
if
think
you
so.
type it in chat, I'll
It
look.
says, well, it's here. Here's what I have to read out.
I'll look it up if you want to.
Here. Who is this?
Go idea.
And it's a building. It's carved into the heart of a massive stalagmite, and which is that whole structure you see right there, and you also see some government people kind of come in and out of there. So it's definitely an official place that you can tell that there's guards at the gate, and they're not letting not anybody can walk in and out of. This looks like it's more of a official place of business. And then you also something else begins to catch your the smell. You're actually make me a perception check. Ooh, that's all right. You smell beer, and you are just unknowingly, subconsciously drawn to this building that's right off the shoreline, and it's a huge ramshackle brewery built out of stone blocks, stacked to make the walls between the petrified stems of a small forest of gigantic mushrooms that are all right in here. And big copper vats steam within, filling the air with this huge, heavy, yeasty stink. And you see dozens of copper kegs and stuff all standing by, and fungus and fermenting masses. And it's a Durgar clan. It's basically a Durgar brewing area. And you catch yourself for a brief moment, the smell of it. But you see no individuals or beings other than Durgar walk in and out of this place. That's what you have discovered. And then back over here, there is some caverns that end with gates that look like they go out, as far as out into the wild. That you have reached this one, the east side of the city, so to speak. And there are dozens and dozens of guards and stationed walking along the top wall, and built into several holding little areas in the walls. You're probably counting that you think you can see probably in the range of 50 or 60, definitely manning each section of the wall.
Okay.
And that is funny. And then you got more shops, and you still notice and listen to berated merchants, and you see one fight break out between two merchants and a shopkeeper, and then they exchange punches, they fall down, and then all of a sudden they look at each other and they can't even remember what they were fighting about, and they're just kind of bumfuzzled, and they pick themselves up and walk away. You see guard pop in and out, just breaking things up, and then marching some off. Sometimes they just ignore it and let the fight keep on going, and other times they don't see any killing, but it's chaos what you're seeing. All right.
What are these two circles right north of me?
That's the top circle is the Blade Bazaar, and the rest of it is the town, and the tavern and inn are part of these the big aqua looking rocks. Those are stalagmites. They're kind of formations of rock, and these buildings are built into them and all that. is what you're kind of seeing. If you look at it, you can see kind of buildings are built that jut out of them. They're part of the complex or the structure. So
Okay.
they use the rock as best as they possibly can. So now, did we find Dwarven? Who is this Lauder?
It's it's an exile deity from the Dwarven pantheon, basically the protector of the Duergar.
Okay.
Very bitty about his exile because he believes that dwarfs in general are concerned more with outdated traditions rather than progress.
And the Duergar are about progress, something like that. Yep. Okay. Boom. All right. What else is going on? I'm going to ask, hey, Varus, are you there?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you something. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to ask Varus something in private here. I'm going to ask a simple question. Okay, you there?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, no, it's just you and me. They can't hear me for a second. Okay. I need you to trust me on something. I got a point in the story here that we can have a little fun, but it's going to entail Varus, and would take him out of action for a little bit. He's not gonna die or anything like that, but I just need to play the storyline a little bit. And so if you're willing to let me play with this, then I'll have you run some of the NPCs and have you play and get along with this. But I want to take Varus out of the action for this. This was set up more better than I could have hoped for. And if you'll let me play this out, we can have some fun. And I need to do it, but I want your permission. And it's easier if you just agree.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. We're gonna have some fun and just roll with it here. You don't know anything's going on, and you can play like Topsy and Turvy or something like that, and just harass the shit out of the Hondo and Ruckus and all that. But Varus is going to get in a little. He's going to get in a little trouble here, and the group's not going to know about it for a little bit. And
yeah, you keep forgetting I made Varus exactly for that.
Okay.
Don't you remember?
Here he goes. Well, here's what's so here we go. Okay. All right. So
what's Dwarven Forge?
What?
What?
What's Dwarven Forge?
I know. I'm all about the campaign, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going to say you're talking about the terrain. Okay, so we've got Ruckus is still traveling around. Topsy and Turvy are running off. They're trying to find other merchants or a connected armorer that might have some stuff, the good stuff that Hondo is looking for. Daedalus has discerned that the demons, you've heard more about demons, and trades are being affected. The routes are being affected in and out of the city.
And after I'm done with that,
Mm-hmm.
I want to find some place that sells like healing potions. And I'm gonna ask for something like that. I want to find some healing potions.
Grab me a med kit.
So you make some determinations, and you hear that there is on the far eastern side of town something called the Hall of Sacred Scrolls. And it is a temple of Durinka. Actually, find out who this is, Hondo, would you? D-I-I. And it's a worshiping area.
I'm gonna elbow
It is
Banjo in the ribs
Okay.
and say I don't want to go by myself.
But you do know y'all still have Salt Baron you need to find, and you haven't seen Ruckus in a while. Varus is down, you believe, with a couple of the NPCs, and you're still. Did you go outside? Or are you and Banjo in the tavern still?
Still in the tavern.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And so Eldest with Hondo.
I think we should gather the group. I'll look over at Banjo and like, Banjo, getting kind of late. Let's go get some health potions and crap, and go find
Yeah.
the rest of the group, and then go to the dock.
Yeah, I'll go with you to get health potions for sure. And if we want to get anybody else,
You know that it's going to take it's getting later, and whether you can tell time and all that, but the bazaar and everything, that's all kind of starting to wind down, and you're kind of seeing that shops are beginning to close up, and you
Head towards the dock.
Well, you haven't. Well, they're slowing down, but you were sitting there, and you see Jim Jar come walking up, and Sareth is kind of behind him. And who else? Who else was there? Actually, Stool is not. No, Stool will be with Fargus. Oh, we actually totally forgot about Fargus. I got to bring him in. He's going to be creating some trouble. Total Unleading of Doom and Thone. Would you? Oh my God.
We are not bringing Fargus with us.
All right.
No, I'll give you.
That's.
Are you ready for the breakdown, Duff? I'll give you the breakdown. God of the Darrow, monstrous hybrids of the dwarves and humans that inhabited Underdark. Symbol was a spiral of gray, black, and white. He was the deity of magic and knowledge, as well as cruelty, and resided in the realm called Hidden Betrayal.
Okay.
Bro, read the rest of what you put in the text there.
Yeah, I read it.
The total underling of Doomethone would do anything for a cleric of Doomethone would totally give +1 armor to a cleric of Doomethone.
That's funny. So,
that is the sluttiest thing I've ever heard of cleric.
that's funny.
He's just putting himself out there.
So some of the other NPCs come walking up, and they're getting a little hungry, and they were searching for you, and so they've come up to us, get a table, and they're kind of keeping to themselves, and it looks like Jim Jar's got Stool with them, and Sareth and Darendelle are up there also. And Fargus, he's slunked off. He's going to go find some trouble. He's still trying to research or believes that he's got this temple, this fort. He's got someplace down here that he's still wanting the group to go find. And he believes that he's going to go track around some merchants and see if he can find any information more about this complex. Other than that, you're thinking that it's going to be winding down, and it's going to, to resume your search and to plan for the next day would be, smart to get the group back together upstairs, kind of plan some stuff out, and then take the rest and start over, wake up the next morning and plan out appropriately what you need to go do. And Topsy and Turby aren't back yet.
Alright, I thought we had to get this done tonight.
You haven't. Nobody's gone and searched for the dude. You can try, sure. I'm just letting you know that things are starting to wind down on the docks a little bit.
Well, if it's still light out, and we're pretty close to the dock.
You're underground, Durless. There's no sun here.
If the mushrooms are glowing still,
this whole town's lit up from the forges and the furnaces and all that. There's a orange red glow that just lights up everywhere.
I think we should, as soon as we can find as many people as possible, head towards the docks and look for Saltpeter.
You're seeing complexes like this. And
oh, that's awesome.
Lots of other fun stuff.
We're gonna go there.
But y'all could head over to the dock. You have asked a couple of times for the Salt Baron's name, and you've had a couple of hits saying haven't seen him lately. He was supposed to be doing some type of transaction with the group here, but maybe he'll be back later on. And when I mean winding down, some of the shops, not all the shops are closing, but it's definitely more your overland merchants, your traveling merchants like that. They're turning in
Okay.
where the Durgard and Darrow. This is their city. They work this place 24/7.
Well, once it starts getting uncomfortably dark or late, I'd head back towards the hotel with everybody. The room.
Did
The
Topsy and Turvy check in?
You haven't seen him yet. Nope.
All right.
Okay.
Well, they didn't say they'd come find us, so if we need to return to their rooms, and so be it.
All right. So people can begin to kind of congregate up to the main inn area. Make me a perception check, Durless.
Yep.
And Hondo's been trying to figure out what to do with he's been walking around with Eldith, and they play sucky face some in those stalls and stuff like that, and cushy. Banjo, make me a perception check too.
Anybody who rolls higher.
Can Eldith roll a perception?
You could have your.
I mean, if we've been hanging out,
have your sweet babe roll a perception. She sees nothing but you, Hondo.
Oh my
Can I have Wobble the Weasel make a perception check?
I actually think that she has a very good perception. So can she actually roll it?
Oh, can you not open her up or character?
Oh, I might open her up. But...
Oh God.
Oh.
Yeah, Hondo wouldn't get a private room. Oh,
damn it.
You really? She was distracted by that comment, Hondo. She gives you a look. Oh, really? You want a private room? I'll give you your own private room, bastard. I'll go sleep somewhere else tonight. Okay? And she stomps off. Treat me like that. Okay?
You keep pushing her on me for like 6 months, and then I make one off-color comment.
You got the wrath of a woman now.
It only took you 6 months to fall for it.
I respect the realism.
That's right. There you go.
He's dedicated to the realism.
He was bound to happen.
So, but Weeble the Wobble, is he going to make you can make a roll for him.
He did.
Oh, he didn't. You guys didn't notice it. Hondo, it would have to be Hondo that didn't. Okay, you happen to notice that everybody's up there except for Varus.
I'm not too worried about that.
And neither is, and you don't see Bapito either.
Damn it, the blue beetle.
I look over at Dirtless and I'm like, God damn, I hope they invented some kind of antibacterial. I'm just glad we got multiple rooms, man.
Yeah, they're having fun. Let's leave them alone.
You guys need to take these to normal.
You can't.
I mean,
You're not there.
I'm just glad that there's a couple of walls between us this time. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Jared?
that's right. I do not have the middle room.
I can hold my breath until I pass out anyways.
Ruckus, all this time, they're back in the inn. What the hell are you doing? You're
Be
still
right back.
separated from the group. Did I lose Ruckus? He just check out?
I think he got bored with our shit and just said, I'm gonna watch TV for a little bit. I'm gonna ask Dirtos. I'm gonna be like, remember when you got that potion of lotion last time? You still got that on you, or was that lifted off you somehow?
Duff, you know how to call Ruckus, right? Roll initiative. Come on, guys.
That's right, yeah. Combat. Ruckus, combat. Yeah. Caw. No. He'll be back.
Just take the whistle from him and he's going to appear right away.
All right. So the group's going to begin to, have, Durless is full. The rest of the group is kind of, making their, finish their food up and all that. And we'll then begin to start heading back down, I would assume, toward their prospective rooms. And you...
Look at Ruck. There we go. Sorry, Ruck. I hope you weren't on speaker, man.
Oh, sorry. We were. Okay. when he comes back here.
Yeah,
Jim
because
Jar.
Duff was way out of line, man.
Yeah. The glory of headset. That's right. That's fine. Okay, so Jim Jar comes running back toward y'all's room, Hondo, because y'all have your own separate room, and he goes, "I bet you're not going to believe this. I just bet you're not going to believe this, but you need to come over here and check this out." And he's grabbing you guys. We got a problem, and y'all run. You walk, because I know y'all don't care, but you get back over to where their rooms are at, and there looks like there's been a scuffle or an issue, because and there looks like there may be a few drops of blood on the ground, but Varus and Bupito are nowhere to be found.
Oh man.
Who's all there?
The rest of the NPCs are there. We're looking and kind of stopping, and they search both rooms. And Eldith is over in the other room. She's just kind of harumphed on her.
I'm not too worried, because this was just bound to happen. I mean, those two were just a perfect match. So we're giving them a night, and we'll meet them for breakfast.
Look at what Ruckus died.
Super.
I'm gonna roll. Can I roll investigation? Is that what we want for?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, something happened here. It looks like it's a little blood. There's a couple drops, and it looks like there's some that kind of goes out of the doorway. Stuff's been kind of kicked through, moved around. Looks like it's just been disheveled. The stuff that was left.
Can I role play this?
Yeah, oh, certainly.
I'll be like, hey guys, I see a couple of drops of blood. Looks like things have been kicked around and disheveled. There might be a few drops that lead over this way.
Is it blue blood, or if it's not blue, I don't think we should worry.
Yeah.
Does Varus have blue blood, or does every creature always just have regular good old red blood? You'd have to study it. You don't know whose blood it is. But something has happened in the room.
I would like to make an investigation check to see if I can determine what went down.
You think you're going to beat my 13, man?
I don't know.
Bring it on.
Find out.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Oh, goddamn it.
Yeah, there's definitely been a scuffle of some sort. Jim Jar and Sareth and all that, they're kind of looking at that and they look at each other. Well, when we left, they basically say that Bupito was kind of stalking, muttering to himself about something about his the life of the Darrow needs to be better. This can't be allowed to happen. And Varus was just kind of humming to himself, taking care of his, taking care of some of his tack, his gear, he's keeping an eye, as typical, keeping an eye on Bupito, always wanting to know where his exits were. But he goes, they were just, they were here when we left, and that doesn't make any sense. What hell, and they kind of go look through none of my stuff. They kind of look through their stuff. Nothing's been stolen, but it's definitely been scattered about, as though an altercation of something has happened. Is
there like a blood trail, or
it goes out the gate a little bit, but there's not a long trail to follow. No.
Is there like a scent that Weeble the Wobble the Weasel could pick up?
He sees it goes down low, but there's not really. He falls a little ways, yeah, and it seems to head out to another door of the bazaar.
I like, can I make not even invest? Can I just, if there's any locals out, can I ask them if, hey, my my friend Blue Furball went through this way. Have you seen him?
Well, if we see a blood trail, is survival the check for tracking blood?
It's not. There's a few drops that head out to tell you that something was taken out of the room that was bleeding, but it doesn't. There's not a Hansel and Gretel breadcrumb trail going somewhere. What you have found is what you are discovering and seeing so far from this is that Pepito and Vars are not here, and you have no idea where they're at.
Well, I'd like to.
Not even with a nat 20 survival.
Ooh.
Well, you surviving. You're doing great. You didn't get caught in whatever happened. You're really good at that.
Isn't survival like a tracking skill?
No. You're not. You're tracking. You're tracking in a rock tunnel.
I'd like to go downstairs to the
I'll give it to
in
you. Fine.
the
You
bar.
can see a side door that goes out in a back area of the bazaar, and that's it.
All right, well that's more than we had. So okay, so I'll relay
I'd like
that
to talk to
group.
the innkeep and see if he saw our blue furry friend leave.
He's up another floor. No, he actually. Let's see. Roll me a persuasion check. Oh no, with a nat 20 track.
I mean, come on, Duff. That's pretty freaking great.
Yeah, but he didn't ask you to roll it.
Yeah, but about about 5 seconds ago, though, Hondo, you didn't care that Varus and Pepito were gone. So 1 second.
That's bullshit. I'm the one that rolled the investigation. I rolled the investigation check. You told me there was blood, then I rolled a survival check to track the blood. That's full on in character.
I told you that's fine, and I said you got to the door, and that was it. It's not a large. It's not like a big blood trail, like somebody was being dragged. Okay, like in the.
It's like he got a bloody nose, and maybe one or two spots fell out.
There was some blood, and it leads out of the complex, and that is it. You don't know whose blood it is, and you don't know where the two of them are at. Dun dun dun. Couldn't have planned it any better. And I didn't even set this up. Something is
What do you mean?
Something is amiss, gentlemen. What could it be? One of your
Varus, where are you going, Varus?
companions is now missing.
I'm gonna go back to bed till morning.
Where's Thandrick?
Well, Thandrick's with you. Yeah, actually, he's been tagging along with you. I've always considered that he's right next to you the whole time. Sorry. Yeah.
All right. Well, does the barkeep know anything with my
They didn't go through the bar area.
No, I did. Oh, they didn't. Okay.
No.
Is there anybody around that gate that we last saw the blood drop?
Say that again. I'm not sure what you're asking me.
Is like the door we saw him go through? Is there anybody else around that area?
Outside, there are people walking all over the place. That's why. But now with the traffic and all that, anytime.
Like, is there a bum on? Is there a bum on this corner? Like that frequents this corner?
Not in this city. No. That would be frowned upon.
No, Ruckus, we haven't found you yet.
Yeah, no, Eldith came and got you.
He did? Okay.
Has news of the struggle missing people made it to me yet? No one's heard. There was no fight. There was no alert of this at all. And that's where, and so Ruckus needs where you're walking around. Yeah, and you've been walking around everywhere, so he wasn't even in the vicinity when this went down. Anyway,
yeah, we.
You wouldn't. Eldith would not know where he was at, guys. He looks like a Durgar. There's no way where he's at.
Eldith exited the inn and looked like she was in distress, and then Ruckus came to her aid.
She went to her room. You goofy.
I thought we got to control these NPCs.
You said a disparaging remark to her.
Oh my God.
And she went back to her deal, and the other guys were
I
following, and that's what
I want to roll for that. I want to roll that for 6 months. She's been throwing herself at me, and that my one remark
I know
made her run off.
You should be careful about that.
All right.
Ruckus wouldn't have cared if she looked distressed.
Ruckus is just making his way around, aimlessly, just.
Well, I'm like, you guys, there's really nothing we can do right now. I could use a long rest.
Did Topsy and Turvy come back yet with my +1 armor?
No, they haven't come back with your +1 armor yet.
God damn it.
You're having a bad day.
Did you ever get your arrows?
Yeah.
I did get, well, Eldith got
Yeah,
them.
he did get the arrows.
Yeah.
They went and got the arrows. That's true. I gave him that because that's easy. But the +1 armor has not happened yet. So CSI Kane found a drawing.
All right. Does anybody?
Oh my God.
Does anybody have a spell of tracking?
Y'all have
Boris, maybe?
Yeah, Varus.
I don't get that. I actually don't get that till level 7, and then I do.
Yep.
Any ranger with us?
Yeah, isn't that Banjo?
I have a banjo and thieves' tools. Those are all the
There you
weapon
go.
tools I need. And performance.
He's got the will and he's got the way.
There you go.
This was hard too.
Oh. Yeah.
So, we have a lost companion. You have a gentleman that you need to find on the docks.
Where's the group at? Are they in the inn, or because they're still?
they're down at the rooms. They were tracking and they were discovering what was happening. And,
I'm heading over to them.
Well, they're all the way back over at the inn. So by the time you make it back over there, they have come out, lost the trail. It's been walked over. There's the footpaths, the commotion, everything that's going on in here would have erased any type of ability for y'all to just discern anything else. Once what you think or happened to them were taken out these doors, but you don't know what really happened. You're guessing, to be honest with you. And
so from the inn, they would have had to leave the bridge, and from there, we don't know what would have happened.
You have no idea where they've gone.
Yeah.
So.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much saying we get a good night's sleep and start fresh in the morning with all of our spells and everything.
I'm going to argue that a nat 20 gives me more than they went out the back door.
Hondo, you're not going to find them right now. You're going to have to do more than a track on them. That's part of the deal. This is actually what you believe is somewhat of the storyline. I've weaved it a different direction. So I'm letting you know that you will not find them. You will not find them around here. You've got work to do. So I'm just being fair. You got your work cut out for you. You were actually going to lose Eldith, but it worked out differently. So Eldith was going to have her throat slit, but she was with you the whole time. Yep. So you're lucky. So there's part of the story.
How am I lucky?
You'll hear this. I'll explain it to you later. So
I'm lucky that Eldon get her throat slit instead of just disappearing.
She didn't disappear. She just left you and went to, but don't worry about it. Okay. The deal is that you have two of your companions are missing and you have some other task ahead of you. You've got several submissions here, guys, and y'all have got to figure out this is part of the role playing that we haven't done a lot of, and it's not hack and slash and just getting your ass out of the city. You've got stuff to accomplish here. And I'm going to start holding it to this part of being the storytelling that I'm missing out on is just, run and gun. Let's get rid of these people and let's get the hell out of here. That's not bringing the story to light or anything like that. And so I threw a curveball at you guys here now. and you're going to have to figure out what the hell's going on before you can leave. You're welcome. And and Hondo's going to have to make up with Eldith because he's pissed her off.
That's why I'm kind of thinking we can go to sleep now because we're not going to find Varus tonight. It's probably going to take us months.
Hondo can make up Eldith tonight.
I'll tell you this, I'm not changing.
No, so so y'all kind of bunked down, and during the time, Ruckus, you would make your way back in, and are you going to be still a Durgar? Or are you going to find yourself a dark corner in one of the, in the tavern here, or in the the hallways of the inn, and are you just going to? What are you doing, dude? Or can you or you still can't talk?
No, I can. My wife just took her. So what I would like to do is, if they have anyone who has like a smoke ability or mist, or I don't know, something that can create like a fog cloud, something where I can change without any visibility or darkness.
Fireball.
Or I'll just go into one of the rooms and just change.
Just go into one of the damn outhouses and change.
Cloud of daggers?
Yeah.
We'll just hold a blanket around you.
Yeah. Yeah, to perform a magic
Ta-da!
trick, hold the blanket up. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And he comes out. Ah! Alright, so Ruckus is back to his normal form and comes down and finds everybody and discovers and hears the story now that something's happened to Bepito and Varus.
Now put back on the hat and go put out a APP on him. Or APP.
Okay, I could probably I could do that. I don't think it's a real urgent matter, but I do want to tell you guys about this brewery I found.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
maybe he went there.
We should go find out.
Yeah, maybe he was so excited he bit his own tongue, and that's where the blood came from.
We should commit all our resources to go checking out the brewery.
Yeah, to investigating every drop of that brewery.
I'm all in agreement.
Sorry, I wasn't done. Real quick. I do want to tell them about the I'm sorry. I tell them about the overlay cold that it's like a kind of looks like a city hall or some kind of like central location for the power that's located in the city. I think we should go there if we were going to look for somebody or need to talk to somebody or whatever. If you did want to initiate like a missing persons report.
Well, good to know.
And then also there is a inn and a blade bazaar next to the Overlake Hold. That's brewery is a little further east.
Ruckus.
That's where who's at?
The group. They're at the inn.
Oh, I thought we were at the right below the little dock things right here.
No. That was for that. Yeah, we're going there to start, and yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought we were using Wobble as the marker for where
we were, but everybody started moving on their own.
Everybody's here. That's the Blade Bazaar and the home. That's where everybody's at. Sorry, so you know.
That's where I'm at.
You're at now. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Well, everybody except for Varus and Bupito.
Yeah, we just had a party member that has Bupito and Varus have disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and we don't know what's going to happen. Dun dun dun.
We're gonna find Varus reenacting a scene from Pulp Fiction.
With us as the
not the dungeon scene.
All right.
I object to Eldith holding me accountable for an out of character comment. By the way,
I object to Eldith in general.
I don't care. He made me mad. Hondo, you talk
Whatever.
nicer to me.
I'll slit her throat.
You're gonna lose these NPCs, and you're all gonna be stuck down here. Y'all will never get out of the under.
We already lost them. What the hell? They disappear without anything that has anything to do with us.
They're NPCs. They have their own lives. That's right.
Which we reserve the right to take.
Well, you got
Okay,
you gotta find
so
two
are
of
we
them.
taking a rest?
Yeah, y'all are sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it. I
Yeah,
give you a
we-
long rest. Yeah, so that's not a big deal.
I need some spells, man.
Yeah,
When
you're
we
fine.
find Varys, we're gonna be like, we've been looking everywhere for you. We have not had a moment's rest.
Yeah.
Look, why you guys look so well rested?
Yeah, it's bad. This group, yes, they've lost. Yeah, you got one of the viewers going. They just lost a party member like it's nothing. These guys are cold-hearted. Yeah, they pretty are.
I'm gonna mess up my hair like I've been out all night long.
Hey, check the logs, man. I rolled as high as I could to find that big blue bastard.
And I gave you to the door, and you did quite well. You were so happy with yourself.
We went out.
You're distracted because you feel bad about what you said to Eldith.
God, I really don't, though. That's the thing.
I think we
You
should
do.
find Eldith because she might know where Varus and Bopito are.
She stomped into her area and all, and wasn't paying attention to any of that until y'all came back down and then looked up. You know, happily.
I want to roll for it. I want to roll for this.
I bet you he was a.
When you
But
treat
you cannot-
her better, she'll let you can start.
I
doing
do. She's been with me the entire time. I've kept her.
Look at him.
He was
Don't
a-
take the bait, man.
He was
Like,
arrested.
You're married. You should know that. Don't take the bait.
Yeah.
You're gonna say that she holds me accountable for something that she never heard.
Exactly.
I want to roll for it.
She felt it. She felt it.
Come on, Duff. Roll me for it.
She
All right.
felt
Let
it.
let the dice decide.
Let him roll a die.
He's just dying to roll a dice. What are you gonna roll?
No, me and you will roll against each other.
For what? What do you want
I'll
to
roll off.
Oh, this is awesome.
Whoever we'll roll a 20. Whoever gets higher gets to decide whether she's pissy or not.
Are you married by chance?
Oh, God damn it. No, that's Ruckus.
That's
Come on.
like
Ruckus,
Come on,
I
Duff.
believe you. Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married.
Okay, I'm just checking because boy, where's your wife? She'd be hearing this stuff. Oh my gosh.
Here's what I know. My wife never got pissed at me for something she didn't hear.
Oh, so
That you know of.
Man, you've
That
been
you
not been
know
treated.
of.
My wife woke up in a dream that she had about me, and I got lambasted for the day.
Hey, man. We're married to different. We love different women.
She just
We
doesn't
love
tell
different
you.
women.
You haven't experienced it yet.
You chose the psychic woman, Duff.
All right, come on, Duff. You roll and then I'll roll. Yes!
I was really
Yes!
hoping Hondo would roll a 1.
I was too. Oh, I get it. Oh, wait, DM Diceman, I got an advantage roll. Sorry, thanks. Oh, I was.
Bullshit! Tie goes to me. Eldith is not pissed.
But she's still gone.
No, Eldith.
No, Eldith has remained by my side, and that's where she will remain.
Look at him getting all protective of her now. Man.
I'm not going to have you kill her off just because it's
didn't
written
kill her
in
off.
some book she gets killed.
I
I'm
You
didn't
gonna
said
kill
she
her
gets
off.
her throat slit.
No, she was going to, but I was in this scenario. But she stormed off, and she's fine. She's not dead, not at all. Not at all.
I have not carried her ass since Vulcan whatever to have her die now. She will get returned wherever the hell she's going
Yeah.
with her shield. That's the way it is.
I'm saying the same thing, but about Varys.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Varys
So-
is missing?
Yes, Varys is missing. So him and Bepito are gone. And there's been some type of scuffle. This is relayed to you. Something's happened in the room area. People's stuff it wasn't like it was rifled through. It was just kind of all messed up and kicked around. And then they came down and they found a little blood that was kind of trickle on a few spots, but not a big trail, not something that you're going to have a bloodhound on. They could go saying, here, let's follow the Hansel and Gretel trail. But a few places it dropped, and then went out a side door, and then the foot traffic and the chaos of the outside street areas just completely obliterates any type of ability to track or see what's going on. And you have no idea. You have no idea where Varus and Pepito are at. They're gone.
Except for my super sniffer.
All right, so we got a good night. We have a good night's sleep. I think we start with the jail and missing persons, and but before we do all that, I say we go get the hammer.
All right, I just want to hear definitively, Duff, that
Maybe he knows where Pepito and Varus is. The dude would, if we give him the hammer or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. Give this hammer off, and then let's go to the jail and the morgue.
yes.
I think the morgue and the docks are the same thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So we're heading towards the dock.
All right, so y'all head on out, and y'all make your way toward the docks, and it's what you consider the start of the day here, and things are picking back up. And what are we doing?
Wait, who's all going?
We'll go.
Everyone.
I figure we'll all go.
You gonna leave somebody else down there in the room by themselves?
Nope, nobody gets left behind.
Actually, yeah, leave me. You'll be in for a real rude awakening. I want to change my appearance to look like Eldith, and I'm gonna put Eldith underneath a blanket.
And he wears Eldest underwear.
Oh my god!
Let's go from there.
Ruckus doesn't wear underwear.
Yeah. That's right, baby. I don't.
Here's what we know: that Dirt's been wearing her underwear since the get-go.
Oh
No.
my god! We
Yeah, Ruckus just
into the Underdark.
They're too big for him.
just change into Eldith and make Hondo feel better already.
Alright.
Hey, look, I wouldn't dispute it if the rolls weren't there. I had the rolls, man.
I agree. The 20 roll was for the investigation at least. I was like, ooh.
Well, I did the.
We don't
roll
D&D
for
by
the
consensus.
Did I
So
call for the investigation roll?
No, but it was a
It was a
good
survival.
survival.
Too bad.
so are we going? Because
Yeah, we're going.
Varus isn't getting any more found.
We're heading to the dock.
Yeah, but he's not.
So Varus,
He's not really getting any more lost either, is he?
and
That's
so
true.
Varus, we're not losing.
Right now, he's Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah, so Varus, I want you can pick up. Actually, even though I've got Pepito and you
Play
on the
Thandrick.
combat tracker, I am
Play
not gonna-
Thandrick.
He can play Thandrick actually, if you
Yeah,
want to
play
right now,
Thandrick.
Varus. Do you want to do that? Just in case something comes up.
Oh yes.
Okay, so let's do that. If you'll
Alright, I'll release it.
release him, let me.
And Andres is going to go and look for Varus.
Yeah, Thandrick is exactly. Okay.
Thandrick, tell us where Varus is.
You can take control of the character now, Varus. I cleared out the owner,
We're heading towards the dock.
and I think Gamer will be back with us next week. But I'm gonna because until y'all find Varus, the discussion I had with him was telling him that something's getting ready to happen, and he can play a couple of the NPCs, and except not Eldith because Hondo will get very protective of her.
Oh come on, let me play Andres. That's what I want to play.
Oh, hey, and so he can play any of the other ones. He wants to play with Topsy Turvy, Vargas, just so that he's got something to do and can do some combat if combat arises.
I thought
things like
Ruckus
that.
retained ownership of Topsy and Turvy.
No one knows.
Yeah, I
Topsy
agree.
Turvy.
That's
That's a
not a
good fit.
permanent situation, but yeah.
It's just
He's the
gotta-
alpha.
Okay, he's got to play some character, do something. His character is out of commission until y'all discover what happens. Plain and simple. So So
Or we get the boat out
You
of here.
should make him play all the NPCs, so you don't have to. Just release all the characters to him.
no. He can actually.
Yeah, Varys, we're gonna take you out of commission, but
Yeah.
I've got 7 other NPCs that you can play, that you need to play, that you will play.
Yeah, I'll work it out with him. Vars, we'll work it out next week if Gamer comes back. Hopefully he'll rejoin us. I don't think we've lost him, but he's busy with work. But I'll show you how to use the characters. You can click on them when you're bringing them up. I have to pass them in Combat Tracker, but you can still run them and do stuff until you are rediscovered, refound.
If I am rediscovered at this pace,
If we don't get a boat without you.
Yeah, they parted. They went find the boats. The Babito hid for you, and they've disappeared back in the Dark Lake. Oh well. Okay, so you guys were headed out of the tavern and headed toward the Dark Lakes, the docks. I mean, what's up, Amai? And doing what?
I'm talking about salt.
We're going for that handoff, right? Yeah.
Salt bearing.
Salt bearing.
You gotta find
Where's
them guys.
where's the salt bearer?
That's why we're gonna round the dock. Hey, Mr. Salty, how's it going? We're gonna try and find him.
Y'all are the worst. Oh my lord. Okay. I'm just gonna. This is not gonna go anywhere. And just hand it to you. All right. Y'all are moving around in the dock areas, asking and trying to find who the hell this person is. And,
yes, that's what we're doing.
Okay, yes, just and when y'all are making your way along one edge back area over here, you see out of the very end of this dock, there is a male Durgar merchant that is at the very end of the pier.
Exactly where we thought he would be. Let's go, boys.
When y'all begin to move closer toward him, all of a sudden, 2 Durgar that apparently were invisible appear next to him and start to stab him viciously with glowing swords. Their faces are masked and hooded.
Let's kill him.
Me initiatives.
Let's turn around and walk away.
Like we didn't see
that. We didn't see that. What is that?
I wouldn't doubt it that y'all would do that. Oh, now we're getting somebody coming up. All right. What is this? Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. We have who's advantage for Banjo.
Thank you.
It hasn't even gone yet. All right.
Who gave that?
Wyvern Spirit, Anilius on Monday nights.
Bob Drunk.
They're battling through this stupendous role playing that we're doing.
I thought we were doing well.
Yeah, I think our role playing is pretty on point.
Yeah, we were crushing that. What are you talking about?
So it'd be nice to me from now on.
That's just she can't hold me accountable for real life.
That's just this session, Hondo. I didn't say anything but perpetually. See.
Oh my god.
Don't mess with the DM. All right, so they
I'm not even sure that that's applicable. I totally played our characters.
You did? Boy, you guys are very, very tense tonight. You need to maybe take Elvin to the hotel.
It's the first role play we've done in 6 months, so
it is. It's true. It is true. All right, I'm going to pull out the. Are you gonna roll initiative for Eldith?
Varus, start rolling all of your.
I am in control.
No.
Eldith gets a 20.
Well, it's actually 20 plus her dex is a 22.
So she's back on Team Hondo. That's where she is.
Oh boy. Oh my god. All right. And all right, that's everybody else. Okay. So y'all are you're gonna need at least a movement to get close to get there at the end of the pier. You guys are moving up to the dock area. So you see this going on and you see the attacks happening. So, and there you go. You would have one shot to shoot. And
I just
the
use
next
my
one-
advantage
Mhm.
that they bought me, and
Yep.
and how far can I move? I'll actually move to here and use my bonus action for tunnel fighting.
It'll take one round to get close enough to move in, to be able to then move in to do melee. Okay.
All right. Do you actually want me rolling for her? Because you're gonna have
Sure.
to tell me how to do that.
You could click on her portrait, which is gonna. Theirs is up here. Let me move them over since they're way up here. I'll move everybody. And if you click on her portrait, it should bring up her character sheet.
Okay, 1 second.
Double click.
Double click on it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
And then you would have access to her weapon.
All right. So are they within 150 feet?
Oh, certainly. Yep.
All right.
She
So
has-
I
she
just
has-
grabbed the.
You grab there you go. And well, you got to drag it on one of the dudes.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
Well, how about just number 1?
There you go.
All right, and then
She has 2
deal
attacks.
damage.
You just grab the grab. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, and then I'll
Another
do
attack.
the same attack.
Mm-hmm.
The miss. Okay, she's good. And then do I
passed.
pass for her?
Yeah, I pass.
Okay.
Once you let me know you're done with her, then I have to pass. All right, Thandrick or Var. Yeah, Thandrick, you
Can I reach these guys?
can you what? You can't
Can I
reach them on the
reach-
first, not on the first round. No.
Then I'll get closer and I will just dodge.
He doesn't have any ranged weapons. I couldn't remember. All right,
Yeah, I have, but I won't use them.
that's fine. All right, and pass your turn. What are y'all laughing about? Every time you're laughing.
Just Ruckus is being very reasonable.
Like, yeah. All right. All right. Holy shit.
Goddamn
That's
kill thief.
Whoa, nice.
All right.
And you still have another one, right?
kill thief.
There's
Yeah.
still one more there.
I have one more.
Yep.
And that was from the wand of magic missiles, so you know. And let me.
Eldeth looks over and is like, "You gnome son of a bitch."
All right, Ruckus.
I stuck my tongue out.
When this fight's done, I'm gonna go cry in my room for 20 to 30 minutes.
You won't let me.
Okay. So it takes
I
one
just-
round
I
to
say
get to
roll
them?
better.
Yes, it does, Ruckus.
Okay, I'm going to blow my eagle whistle and close that distance in one turn and
Yes.
attack the Durgar.
So does that work? Does the whistle work if you had the charge fee?
What do you mean?
Well, the charge feat gives you a +5 to attack if you move
Oh,
up
he
to
has
10
the
feet.
charge feet, you mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that. I don't think he has that, right? Yeah, he doesn't. So,
I don't.
No,
yeah.
but when we hit level, what is it, 8, he could take it.
Wobble. Okay. All right. So he is. Well, he's going to try to stab. Let me see what they say. The characters have two. All right. So he sees the attack. He sees his friend get killed and fall over into the water, and kind of actually disappears. His friend actually falls in the water, and the body all of a sudden just pops out, it just disappears. And this guy stabs again at the guy, and then all of a sudden he goes bloop and disappears. and you see a splash in the water, but their swords are laying there. Were there actually the glowing weapons wielded by the assassins? You see them on the docks and all that, and then all of a sudden they kind of brighten. They brighten in their glow, and then all of a sudden they kind of pop off, and then they kind of change and they turn into ash and dust laying on the dock there.
And I want to run up and check.
There's a merchant sitting there. It's a Durgar, and he goes, "Thank you, thank you." I don't know why
We start stabbing him.
My name is Salt Baron. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Can you believe that?
How convenient, right?
Hey, Mr. Saltberry.
So what did you do to get yourself stabbed?
I don't know why they were trying to attack me. I have no idea. But I must be going. I have an important business arrangement. I need to have the Shattered Spire.
I'm like, wait.
What?
I want to make an insight check. I don't.
You can?
I'll trust this guy. I'm gonna see if I can smell his.
And as he's doing an insight check, I'm gonna say, wait, do you know? And I'm gonna name the guard off.
Well, Honda, what are you rolling?
Yeah, I'm right there. I want to see if he's full of shit.
Yeah, he's kind of making his way through y'all, and y'all are chatting with him and all that. Yeah, Ruckus didn't perceive it, but Hondo, you can. Yeah, he's not telling quite the truth about why he was attacked and all that. But he's weaseling away around. He goes, but I must be going. I must be going. Meet me at the Shattered Spire the following day, and I will reward you properly for helping me.
Wait a minute. Do you want to get treated for those multiple stab wounds that you've got? And you're gonna run off by yourself? These guys just tried to kill you. Would you some security?
While that's happening, yeah. Well, speak of the devil. Boop, 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 boop. Well, y'all are sitting there. A large contingent of, well, I don't need to put them on the deal. I'm not going to put them all on there, but you've got probably a 12 to 15 of the Stone Guard come running up with weapons drawn and all that going, what's the meaning of this? And the Salt Baron, all of a sudden, he just, boop, you see him disappear. He turns invisible on y'all.
But I'm going to say, what's the meaning of what? What are you talking
exactly.
about?
Yeah, well, he says, yeah, he says, put your weapons away and come with us. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Bottom of what? What are you talking about?
They say, you're under arrest for disturbance out here on the docks.
What disturbance?
There's no one out here.
There's no bodies. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know, guys? I'm getting tired.
You just told him.
Yep.
Why would there be a body? There's no bodies.
What bodies?
I'm getting tired.
By that he means living persons.
Yeah. They saw the fighting and all that. They just said they basically just heard a disturbance and came running out here, and they were told that someone was being attacked, and then y'all rushed in, and you just get the feeling that y'all are
heroism is a crime in this city. Got it.
Wrong place, wrong time. And
I'd say we're all getting tired of all the whole.
Yeah. So are we ready to throw down?
And they say
there's only 10,000 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so they're going to say, follow us. You need to be. We're going to escort you over to the Overlake Hold. You can meet with. Where is it? Their name. You're going to meet with one of the captains of. Her name is Aird Blackskull. She'll get to the bottom of this. And They want y'all to
Can we
follow
can we
them.
meet you guys there? Because like we really need to take care of something before we get detained. Because
There are
like
more
I don't know if you know
Durgars.
this.
Ruckus, you're
Sorry.
not gonna allow. They're saying there are more showing up, and roll me another insight check.
All of us, or just
Varys
Ruckus?
is never gonna be found.
This was too easy. Something, the Durgar showed up quicker than they should have. All right, and but you definitely know that they're not playing. So somehow, some way, there's something fishy going on, guys, and they now have.
Can they roll to see if whether or not we're playing or not?
They don't care. You either go with them or they will either you will do what they say, or the more of them will show up and they will leave your bodies laying here on the beach to be eaten by the fishes.
They'll just be like, "Boop, boop, 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 boop."
Something like that. Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be like
I am almost tempted to call Duff's bluff because he would have to put 1,000,000 Durgar on this map.
They'll just start coming. Yes, I would.
Yeah, what do you care? You got that damn whistle. You could be 2 seconds.
I just get you guys into a giant fight you can't win and just fly away. It's nice knowing you.
This is like whack-a-mole. They just keep showing up, and as soon as you hit one, it disappears right before you hit it, and another one comes up behind you and hits you. So,
okay, well,
y'all are being escorted.
that's not how their invisibility works. So if we have to go down that route, let's revisit that.
So they could do whatever. Well, no, they're not invisible. They're invisibility until they attack. Yes, you're correct. There's no different about that. I'm just saying you would have swing at them and I'd make them disappear before you hit them, and then they'd show back up again. So
Okay, I guess we'll go with them, but as we're going, I want to explain to them that like we have a missing companion.
They don't care. You're overland scum. They could care less about your missing companion. You're causing enough.
Aren't we in the overland scum?
Trouble. Causing trouble, saving one of their own. Not a big,
Where? We didn't see one. We didn't see anybody.
We're in the
Because you weren't
overland
looking.
scum.
It's because you weren't
section
doing
of the
your
city.
job.
Well, you want to get killed, dude. These are Durgar. These are mean people. You need to just hold your tongue, surface scum. And they drag you over to the Overlake Hold. All right. And
I take umbrage with that adjective.
you are.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, 20 sides. We appreciate the subscription. I really do. And it's hey guys, he subscribed to our role playing. Is that not awesome? How well we are tonight. Trying to get the moving along in the storyline here.
First ever
stuff. So yeah, no.
This is fun stuff.
So
this is fun stuff.
Y'all are arrested. You're taken into the Overlake Hold, down into a dungeon area, and you're beginning to continually worry about your good friend Varus and his friend Bepito. And you have no
Who's
idea where
Varus?
they're at. Yeah,
I don't believe that
Who's Varus? I've already forgotten about him. All right, and
Guys, we gotta find Pepito. Hurry!
Yeah, Pepito's missing, guys.
So a string of events continues to happen here. Yeah,
that was me.
Yeah, things are rolling along pretty quickly here, and all these events, everything's coming at you from this way, that way. It's not making sense what's happening here, and that's the point. Is this place is becoming more batshit crazy. But after a pretty long wait in the dungeon cell, carved out of this pretty thick rock, you are taken to a dark office, and you are met by an imposing female gray dwarf. She's fully armored and bears an insignia that you have not seen on any of the other Durgar. She is flanked by 2 other stone guards that are actually meaner and bigger looking than the Durgar that arrested you. And she kind of looks up from her work, and she goes, I am Captain Arid Blackskull, commander of the Stone Guard. And then she just kind of looks at each one of you for a brief moment. Let me start by saying you are worth nothing here in Gracklestug. Most of those in my command would sell you off in a heartbeat, at the cheapest manual labor. However, I have learned to make a much better use of adventurers like yourself. And
Did you say she's Drow or Durgar?
no, she's a dark. No, she's a female gray dwarf. Female.
Okay, I'm taking notes. So,
and she's in charge. She is the captain of the Stone Guard and this contingent of the guard that control this area and monitor everything going on. And she just kind of looks and kind of is giving you assessments and all that. And she basically explains that she's has been tracking y'all's movements for a while, and you came to her attention, as all Outlanders come when the two-headed giant came up and y'all, took part of that battle and all that, and kind of showed off a little bit.
Subdued him,
but you did subdue him, but you showed your abilities, and she basically kind of manages to tell you a little bit about the district and what's going on here. That she has got a Darrow by the name of Droki, Droki, that she has been trying to capture for some time now. And he has been evading the guard quite handily. And he seems to know in advance where the patrols are going to be, even when they're invisible or not. And they know he lives in the West Cleft District, a place that the Durgar only enter in force. Where they're, because there's the arrow that, even though the Darrow are the slaves, there's just some places the Durgar will not. There's more Darrow than they would care to deal with in an uprising. And so the Droki lives there, but they want the characters. Well, she's got a deal for you, that she wants you to try to track him and follow him and report back to what he's doing. But if you have an opportunity to seize him or bring him in for questioning or kill him and bring back his activities, evidence of his activities, she'll take anything she can get to get rid of this miscreant that has been plaguing her district for docks for a while. And I'm trying to, you need to see a picture of what this thing looks like. He's pretty cool looking. I'm trying to find it.
I'm going to ask her about a blue furball. If she has one in custody.
And his lover.
Yeah.
Never.
Oh, come on, guys.
So.
Come on, we asked about you, Varus.
So
we put you first.
She's got her suspicions that Droki
We're trying to save you.
Yeah. So you need to track this Darrow down. Now, he's got a unique style to himself, in that he has a hat that is brimmed, and it has two displacer beast. What's the word? The tentacles coming out of it, and he has a bag, and he keeps his bag of holding that he keeps around with him, and he moves around quickly, moving stuff, transporting stuff. Not sure exactly all that he's done, but he's involved, she believes, with a conspiracy involving the Council of Savants. And she describes that she describes in detail that corruption is beginning to see. She basically thinks that the Council of Savants is a magical group, but she's beginning to understand or see the corruption that's beginning to take place in the city and changing the Durgar, and she believes that they may have something to do with it, and she wants to reward you guys if you'll bring her evidence of this corruption that is a part of the council's doing, and that has, escaped her eyes and her warriors. And if they can build a case against the council, then maybe it'll help solve what's going on in the city. And if you see anything suspicious that's going on in the district and in the area of the Dark Lake, the docks and all that she wants to know what you see, what you find out, that you're going to be her eyes and ears for what's happening out there, but to try to track this creature down and bring him back, if alive if possible, but dead, she'll take it. And she'll give you, each of you, over 350 gold pieces worth of equipment of your choice if you want anything. She will have it.
We'll do it, but we also need you to locate our friend.
Well, you'll have to do that on your own time because I don't know about your friend, and I could care
Well,
less.
come on, you
It's
have
on your own.
connection.
And she
Yeah,
has no idea.
we have questions before we commit to this.
I don't.
You can ask.
I
away.
do.
What questions could you possibly have for something as important as this?
I say, one, you said he had a bag of holding. Is it an actual bag of holding?
She believes that it is, but they never can catch the creature.
Right. And then my second question is does she have a map to the surface?
No. Why would I ever go up there?
I want to know: are her guards going to keep bothering us? Like if we
Why
do
you
this,
said- by chance by saying that, she says, if you accept my offer, I have insignias that will allow you to move as far south as the furrows without being accosted by the guards anymore. If you take the job, then you just show them the insignias discreetly when confronted, and otherwise, but keep them hidden, and my guards will leave you alone.
Can we gear up before we go look for this guy?
Well, yeah. I mean,
And we need to find our furball friend.
you do that on
Yep.
your own time.
We will, but it has to be before we leave.
Yeah,
Well, I don't-
and we need an insignia for him and too. Yeah.
Well, you
And-
come,
and
you-
his
you
lover.
find me,
Actually, we
stroke
need-
you, and help you with that. I'm only giving you insignias for those who are here with you in the group right now.
Okay, so us plus all of our NPCs. Got it.
Yeah.
If they're going to
And
tag
we
along
need-
with you. If you're going to have them tag along with you, that's fine.
Yeah,
We're
because
gonna we're gonna set them to their own independent course of investigation.
No, that's not the deal.
We're gonna investigate the tavern.
if we don't keep them right beside us, they get their throats slit. So yeah, they're coming with.
You're about to get a throat slit, pal.
I'm trying to see the downside of all this throat slitting.
So
And she also begins to say commends you on the stone giant, saving of the two-headed giant, and she knows of your invitation to visit with the stone giant, and she advises that you heed that invitation before you go look for Droki.
But we don't know where that invitation. We don't know where to
Yeah.
find.
Well,
What about her
you haven't
appreciation
asked.
for us saving the guy at the docks?
Right.
She
That's
knows
who-
nothing of that.
oh, she's not.
That's why
Let
we
me tell
gotta
you a
rest.
story. So there we
She
were.
she could care less about it.
Surrounded, we were beset. You might say.
So she basically tells you that you need to go. So she goes to
There
get
was-
to the
There were 16 of us and 2 of them.
Yeah, well, she goes.
They never knew what hit 'em.
Oh my god, we're never going to get through this module ever.
I think the madness is seeping out of this module.
It is exactly.
Come on, Duff. You gotta let us role play, man. We haven't role played in months.
Oh, you are. I'm fine. That's what I'm laughing. So she, she lets y'all babble for a while, and she goes, "When you're done, I don't care about your friends. You will, this is the deal." And she says, "You're going to have to travel over."
Wait.
She's-
This is important.
Okay, that you can move as far south as the furrow, and what that is this. And you're going to find. She shows you a little bit more of a map.
I thought she didn't have a map.
She doesn't have a map
of
to the
city.
surface.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't have the furrow is this lovely. The furrow is a deep cavern that cuts the city in half. All right, and she basically tells you long ago an earthquake split the cavern that houses Gracklestug basically in two. It's a rift about 200 feet deep and 500 feet wide. And it's gravel. It's a gravel-packed floor. It's about a quarter mile below the natural walls of the city in both directions. Each end of the rift has
How many?
Quarter mile.
Yeah, quarter mile. It's a big rift, and there's little bridges that go across it.
Okay.
Okay, and there's some gates that cut off the cleft, areas out, but on each side of the main, you see these two doors. I don't know if you see these, but on the map, but right here or in here,
Both the east and west.
yeah, those are the gates that kind of lead off to the openings that furrow creates in the walls of the cavern are blocked by massive structures of bars and scaffoldings, each set with several gates. And there's tons of guards that watch these. On either side of those gates are what's called the West and East Cleft districts, which serve of the unwanted Darrow population. This is where the Darrows live, in this cavern area, hard burrowed cliffs, rock faces. It's just horrible living, and
So it's like the slums to the south, right?
something kind of like that. But then there's also you see more. So I'll give you the rest of the map. Hell, screw it, because y'all aren't going to go over there for a while. But she says you can't go. You can get to the furrow, and that's about it. But the rest of this area down below is more of the Durgars holding their more shops. It's more of their life, more the furnaces. Basically Durgard only though. But Cairngorm Cavern, where the giant is at, is over here. All right, and the hold of the Deep King is this structure right here. This is where the king lives. And she says even farther south is the dragon holding and all that, but I would never see that you would ever probably go that way anyway. And she just kind of brushes off. Even
Wait, didn't she tell us to go talk to the giant?
Giant? No,
Yeah.
the giant's over to the far west, but she says you must make haste because my insignias will not do anything for you on the south side of the furrow or the cliff.
Okay,
The
got
cavern.
it.
Okay, so but
I thought we
says,
weren't allowed over there, like it was
No,
forbidden.
No, you don't. You go over there, but you are really taking it in your own business now. She says that because of the giant's invitation, that you probably could get over there, and they'll protect you from that one area, getting in and out of their spot. But anywhere else in the city area, you're persona non gratis, and.
But as long as we're north of the furrow, her insignia
Correct.
will get us free pass.
Correct.
All right.
Yep. And so she basically talks about that. She will give you the insignias. She gives the insignias loud and as far as that's it. Boom. And she says, find this Droki character and what he is doing. And when she begins to speak up that, Ruckus, Topsy, and Turvy listening to all that, and they kind of tug you on your sleeves of your shirt and all that, just kind of discreetly, and they give you the look of something that they know something that they'll relay to you later. They give you that knowing look.
And I give them that understanding nod.
And there you go. See? That's right. Okay. So she says, if are you going to take the deal?
Well, we don't have no choice, so yes, we'd love to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. If you want to find your blue friend. All right.
Yeah. Now give us get us to some place where we get some goddamn equipment.
Well, this is what you want.
Some equipment, woman.
We don't have anything magical here, but you got regular equipment all you want.
Do you have anything Mastercraft?
She goes, whatever 350 gold can buy you. What do you want?
I want +1 chainmail.
Varys?
I'm sure you would, but they don't have it here.
+2 Varys.
Yeah.
Plus two
We
gold.
want to Varus.
What equipment do y'all need? Any of? If you've got stuff in the equipment, if you've in the
Healing
entry
healing
gear,
potions.
you guys can
Healing.
stock yourself up with a healing potion, certainly.
I need a if we're going to actually do this, I'm going to need a healer's kit.
Do you not?
Yeah,
have one?
I want to refill mine.
You can, if you have one, you can refill it up or get one. You can each arm yourselves with a healing potion apiece.
I put 10 in.
No. Let's not get crazy here now.
I already had one, so I get 2.
2 what?
You want to sell this Warhammer?
All right.
You can,
I already had one
anything you wanna
potion, so I'm
sell,
taking
anything
it.
you want to sell, put in the party sheet. So let's get rid of some stuff. Sell what you need, what you don't need.
Right, but if we put it in the party sheet, then it goes to the party, right?
Well, I'm going to sell it and get you the money.
Well, no, we can't. Don't sell. Oh, I took it in my inventory.
Don't
Never mind.
Don't sell your fire weapon. You still got to get that. So you got to get
Yeah,
that.
I put it in my inventory so nobody else would sell it.
All right, I'm going to put that mask.
We're not going to sell that, Ruckus? Man.
I don't want to sell it here because like we were getting like weird pricing on everything.
Yep.
I don't want to risk
Ruckus,
not getting a
that's
good
correct.
price on stuff.
Ruckus detected or heard that one time a vendor gave a person a price of, or even like in the inn, he gave y'all 2 different pricing and all that, and didn't bat an eye on it. There was no consistency
Yeah.
what's going on in the bazaar.
So I was just taking the stuff out that was like worth a lot of money because I don't want to sell it here and risk getting like 20 gold or whatever.
I took the useful stuff out earlier, so you sell everything.
And Vars,
Well, I'm taking the expensive stuff.
Vars,
that
token
mask
still
is worth
showing here and all that.
$750.
That's in my
you're getting
inventory, right?
experience and all that. But you just can't use them right now. Okay, so I don't want him losing out. I'm not. You don't know if his life is in danger yet or not, but. I'm not going to remove him from the tracker. And all that,
Yeah, for all we know, there's a lover's twist. So
we
we're...
have no idea what's going on with Vars. So
yeah.
All right. So what else?
No,
Can you identify this potion, Dirtless?
Where is
One of
it?
us got a potion. Who has the potion of
there's a
invincibility?
I was taking all the stuff that had like gold value out.
I think
There's
that
a
might be
good chance
dirt.
that I have it.
No,
Yeah, Dirtless
Ruckus
got it.
took the invisibility.
Oh
No,
yeah, if somebody else wants it.
Not invisibility, invincibility.
Oh, I took that one.
Okay. All
I
right.
took that out earlier in the campaign when we thought we might be selling stuff.
Yeah. All right.
He's not going to be on him. They have no idea where he's at. I got you, Vars, about your token. I'll pull it off when necessary, if needed. So.
Yeah, I don't know what
He's on
that potion
everybody's
is. That was a
minds.
special potion.
He's on everybody's minds.
Who?
Varus. That's why he's
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I said. Who?
Come on, Varus. You know we're goofing, but we're coming to get you.
Yeah, we love you, man.
I asked so many questions about you, and Duff kept turning me down.
Anything worth doing is worth doing slowly.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, it's half-assedly.
We're making
Did
this journey
you
extra
identify this
special.
potion?
Where is it at? Where are the potions in the combat?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
it's
the,
in the
it's in the
parcel.
party sheet. It says something about a thick pour.
Oh, that's the oil slipper. Okay, gotcha. I thought I heard it. There you go. There you go.
I think we should save that for Varus and Bopito.
The lover sheet.
Oil of slippery.
You should rename it to the Good Time Oil.
Just name it KY.
Hey now.
Varus is just
Hey,
over
you
there
should see if you can get
cringing.
product placement or plug in KY on your channel.
So we're left with 3 items to sell.
That's it? There's no, really?
I mean, I have a bunch of other ones, but like I said, I didn't want to risk getting bad pricing on them.
Yeah, you have no idea what they're going to be
Yeah.
sold for.
Exactly.
I mean, we're all down to half movement, but it's better than getting a bad deal.
I'm not on half movement. I am currently at 114 pounds.
You're so slippery, you won't be able to move that far.
Yeah, well, look at you got half the items in your deal don't even have a weight on, Ruckus. No wonder. Let's give you some weight.
Well, no, that's just because it says gold ring, potion of healing, and plus I took the aspect of the bear, so it doubles my carrying capacity.
I'm gonna weigh your ass down. Plus all the coins y'all have, I need to give them weight.
Well, you can't do that mid-campaign. You got to wait.
I can't do what? I can do
You,
what
you
I
can't
want
just.
to. You know what?
You can't weigh.
Sit in the corner. Fine.
You can't weigh us down with like wait and be like, oh hey, I forgot to do this by the, and you're out in the middle of nowhere, so you now have 50 more pounds.
Look at him tell me how to run my game. I'm going to show him how to run his character in a second.
I respectfully demand that is how you do it. Kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Amai. These guys are going in the dark zone. Yes. Okay. Well, we've been in the dark for a while with these characters. So,
Can you distribute the coins?
In the party sheet? Yes,
Yeah.
I can. There you go.
Holy crap, that's a ton of coins.
Yeah, it is. I'm
You
just
got
like
weight-
at
yeah, you got weight
600,
down, bitch. Yeah.
almost 600 XP, but I can't move.
That's
How do you do coins? Weight, like
It's 10. Yeah, I think it's £1 for every.
50, I think.
We did
thought
it
it was
Monday.
50.
I'll tell you, I with the Monday group did it, and so they put an item in their inventory for the number of coins they are carrying, and I'll show it over to you. But we won't do it.
oh,
next
okay.
stream, but yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and that will show you because carrying all that coinage in a big old bag somewhere's gonna, unless you've got a bag of holding or something like that.
We're gonna find one soon.
Yeah, we're going to get one, right?
Yeah,
I think.
that's the only reason we're gonna find this guy.
All
Because
right,
he's got
so
a
we're at a holding spot. We're coming up on 11, and now the group has got insignias that give them finally get them to that point. They can stop being harassed by everybody. And Ruckus giving everybody a side-eyed view that he's going to attack the whole town with his weapons and wipe out this whole city just because they smack talk him. So you've got to still go back to the spire. You still have you've got to go talk to the giants. You've got to find Droki, who runs around in the district area, but also lives on the west. I think he said that they will live in the west district area, but you know that you don't go there, and unless you want to incite a riot from the Darrow, and Topsy and Turvy will confirm that only Darrow go there.
We can make it look like a Darrow.
Yeah, you could, and they could do some recon too. Well, you've got some Darrow, so they're good. You've got some abilities to use your NPCs finally. So, and Eldith will just, rub Hondo every now and then to keep him happy. So,
We can't exchange like silver pieces for gold pieces, right? Like
we
here,
could-
like we would have to do that, or
we need to do it out. We do it out of when you're in a trade environment or something like that.
Okay,
Fine.
got it.
Yes, yeah. I've done that before, so it's not. I'm not going to say no. So.
okay, cool. Because I have way too many copper pieces.
Yeah, they cashed them in. We also, if you want, I have a parcel that if y'all are ever lucky to get out of the Underdark and possibly find Rain with your bag of stuff, I can put stuff over there, just to take off. Of you.
By that time, we'll have like +3 stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You won't need that. That's old stuff. It won't even matter anymore. And then it'll be
Well,
time
there's not
to go
really-
back to Tomoa-chan for a run number 2. So
It's
I'm
it's
down.
all like gold.
I
and
have
stuff in there.
another bolo ball that I want to play.
Moho.
No,
okay.
it's pelota. It's pelota.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's pelota ball.
That's right.
Ball.
I think we're going to hold here. That was enough shenanigans, some role playing, some trouble. We've lost one of the PCs and an NPC. They have disappeared, and it's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. Unknown. Any questions, guys? That was fun. It was just kind of thrown together somewhat, but there's just we could have anyway. So I was trying to get you to point from point A to point B.
No, we'll figure this out.
Yeah. So you've got about 3 or 4 different missions now you need to figure out. what's
Yeah.
going on.
Now that our team has a purpose to find this guy, so we can get a map. Oh wait, we gotta find Varys.
You got to find Varys.
We have one and a half
I feel like you
purposes.
forgot this.
I thank Varys for taking the ability for allowing me to take his character out of play for a moment, to push the storyline forward, and what's going to happen here. So
Thank you, Varys.
yes, I did. I do appreciate that, and so we'll. All right, guys, that'll work for the moment. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back next Thursday, but Saturday night we'll be with the ladies. I think Amai's still around. Yep, we're going to be playing Force Majeure, and that was fun. So I'm gonna go try to get over this flu. That was fun, guys. Good job.
Awesome.
Yeah, good game. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, stream. We're gonna say goodnight. We'll see y'all later. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.
Bye, stream.